Hi, everyone. Welcome to a podcast will save this relationship.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and my back hurts really bad.
I'm Josh, he, him, and we're going to try and get Sarah out of here right now. So on today's podcast, we talked about Reefer Madness.
We did.
Reddit On Wiki came on the show. We hung out with them for about an hour.
Yes.
And then we did about another hour of Reddit stories afterwards because we did not want them to
stick. You should be a
stick.
fucking auctioneer, dude.
Yeah.
How about 100?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think that's how they do it. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, it's a good episode.
It's
I really
good.
enjoyed this one. Yeah. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the gosh darn bell, raise 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Check out our Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee, those websites /APWSTR.
Yeah.
And all of our links are down in the link tree, including mutual aid, all the
Yes.
fun stuff that you know about. Contact at APWSTR.com if
Yes.
you want that sweet emails.
Yeah.
That's it. Enjoy the episode. It's a good one.
It's really
Timestamps
good.
are down in the description. Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing great.
Hell yeah.
I'm doing awesome.
Good. It's been a good day. Warm up was good.
We've had an action-packed week, man.
Dude, we've recorded 2 collabs back to back.
Because I forgot that we had a collab when I'd scheduled a second collab.
Yeah, so we're doing that. But yeah, no, it was we did that. We did D&D today. Fucking, it's just been chill, man.
D&D was great. I've been running myself ragged trying to get it ready for today, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, it did.
Which I'm really glad. I'm really proud about.
And the Josh Mansplains today is only going to be like 20 minutes long. So,
Baller.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I will say, before we talk about that,
we have a collab this episode.
As well, yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll be nice to...
You've probably already skipped this part to go watch it because it's exciting.
It is very exciting.
But yeah.
I have to do actual editing work because there's fucking 4 of us talking.
Just to do work.
I had to make a 5th track with just all 4 of us in a grid pattern.
Awesome.
Because I didn't want Riverside, God bless their soul. They they want to, what is it? They made like a separate video file that's just the corner ones. And I'm like, fuck that. I'll just use the ones you already gave me. I don't have 20 gigabytes for one extra video file when this project has already exceeded 120 megabytes of raw footage and audio. Yeah. And it's like, it's going to be another fucking 120 from this recording session.
Yeah.
And I want death to creep up on my doorstep, man.
Reddit On Wiki, you heard him. Collabs. He hates collabing.
I love collabing. I hate the post-nut clarity afterwards.
Post-nut clarity?
The post-collab clarity that is, I have to do work.
You just reveal you fucking nutted when we collabed with Reddit On
Wiki?
Spiritually,
because it was fulfilling.
Yes, collabing with Reddit On Wiki was a spiritual nut, I guess. That's Josh with Chitlin.
Starting over.
If we haven't scared them off yet, that did.
I will say, to give a little bit behind the scenes, I accidentally, when the recording was over, it just booted everybody.
Just booted us out. I think because I accidentally clicked the fucking leave.
But also, I think it's because I set the time to end at 6:15, and it was 6:15 when we ended. So I'm like, God damn it!
I think it was a glitch, maybe.
Because we both hit stop at the same time, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I felt really bad.
Yeah, I felt really bad. And then, luckily, John came back and was like, it's okay. Is the recording okay? It was really nice.
Yeah, the recording was okay, thankfully. So that's good.
And we were like, I'm sorry. And then I DM'd him on Instagram to say I'm sorry, and I accidentally sent them a fucking voice memo. And then I had to unsend it to send them an actual apology. And
that's
I don't know if the original voice memo had you being like, did I do okay in there?
Yeah, because I was just asking, because I got so self-conscious. Like, I wasn't too much of an asshole, right? Yeah. I feel like...
And I was like, shit, man, fuck. We're fucking this up so bad. And I truly, it was like, we had such a good collab before, which I'll keep a secret until it comes out.
Yeah.
But then it was like perfect.
Yeah, having 2 really good collabs at the same day was nice.
Something had to go wrong.
And I think it was right at the fucking end.
But we also collabed because we didn't get to talk about it on their episode.
Yes,
which was really fun. Yeah. I really liked it.
I will say I want to apologize for that one because for 2 hours after the recording, It wasn't even 2 hours. I think it was an hour. I think an hour.
It was an hour, yeah.
And I will say, looking back on it, I don't want to blame my setup because usually my camera does work. I think it was the recording software that we used at the first using the first time.
It worked with Riverside.
Yeah, immediately worked. So all the shit I've ever given to Riverside, I guess, is fuck that, I guess.
I know. And then when we were actually in control of it, it was like, oh, look at all these abilities you can use with it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But so we were we did it on the first one, and like my camera was just not
was not connecting.
And it was after like clearing the cache on the Chrome, restarting like 17 times.
Yeah, allowing camera and
enabling
microphone.
and disabling the cam link that I have into it, to the point where I was worried that, oh, am I like permanently detaching my camera from this? And I was like, oh god damn it.
Yeah, like, are you corrupting it or something?
Yeah, and then what is it? Because it wasn't even working. Because I opened up another tab too during all that, and the camera was getting revealed in it too, which was the wild part.
Because it kept saying that your camera was used somewhere else. But it sucked because we were like talking to them and shit, and I was talking to them and like trying to keep up. We were having a great time, and then meanwhile you were just in the background like, god fucking damn it.
Over the futon to behind the computer.
Oh shit. So Josh is like, everything's on fire in the background. I'm like, yeah, everything's good.
Everything's chill. Yeah,
I'm chilling.
But no, it was a good collab then too.
They were super cool, man.
I'm very happy that it was a positively received collab.
Yes. I loved it, man. I love those boys. They're good boys.
They are, yeah. They're really chill. Very funny. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
They're very funny. I love their blend of like comedy and seriousness.
Yeah, I think they do a pretty good job running the line, similar to how we do it, I guess.
It was the most, I think, similar in tone
to us
Reddit
that we've done a collab with. Yeah, I agree with that.
Like I really enjoyed the judges, and I really enjoyed OKOP. OKOP was very like energetic.
Yeah, and I was not ready for that necessarily. Yeah.
And it's more of like, I'm a bad performer, and those ones, which makes it sound like Reddit On Wiki are bad performers, and they're not.
No, they're good performers.
They're good
100%.
performers, but it's like we all compliment each other rather than I feel like I have to pick up the slack.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you know.
No, that's 100% fair. I get that.
Yeah.
But I will say, we haven't had a bad collab experience so far. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. That was good shit, man.
Yeah, no. So good stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
I will say, before I do Reefer Madness, back to that I want to get, I didn't know that one of them's from Canada.
Yeah.
I also felt really bad because the day we recorded was the voting day, and like he had to bounce to go vote.
To be fair, he did tell me like a first thing that he asked where we were from. I said Orlando. I asked where he was from. He said Ottawa. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. But yeah, fucking, what is it? American thing, did you know that the rest of the world doesn't lean?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Are we weird for doing that?
We're weak, yeah.
Because, like, even to the point of, like, putting all your weight on one foot as opposed to...
And it takes, like, fucking 5 minutes of an American standing up. Like, can you imagine... Think in your mind a bunch of British people, and I say British because they love queuing up. They love queuing up.
Yeah.
Standing in queues all day. I don't know if they love it, but they do it a lot. Where they're just standing and they're not leaning. They're fucking standing.
That's so... I guess it's weird because I'm an American and I see everyone lean all the time.
Yeah.
Because I think my default position standing up is like foot on one thing and then just like an arm, like
which is
disappointment.
Still a lean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still a lean. And I'm like, God damn it, really? Like that's... I think I saw it because it was a question on like no stupid questions or something like that.
Yeah,
and I
the
was
American
like,
lean.
And going down to be like, yeah, so like in CIA training videos, they teach you not to do that because they clock you as an American immediately.
Whoa.
That's how bad like we lean, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So,
well, I mean, I know that we lean really. I didn't know they teach you, but it makes sense.
Yeah, apparently that's the first signifier that, oh, you're an American.
Meeting people outside of the country is really fun and cool because it's all of my preconceived notions of what an American is looked at like in other countries has been absolutely shattered.
Yeah.
Like I thought everyone thought that we were stupid and fat and horrible and rude.
Drinking our McDonald's in big gulps.
And yeah, and it's like, okay, yes, we are that, right?
Yeah,
but it's like other countries aren't fucking stupid. They can see whether or not you're a smart individual or a not smart individual. They can tell if you're a fucking Trumper or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could tell. They know they can code switch.
100%, yeah.
And it's like, okay, am I getting a rude shitty, stupid American, or am I getting a nice apologizes too fucking much?
And please stop apologizing to the point where I actually think any apology you ever do is never going to be serious ever again.
You're so emotional, American. Like,
yeah,
holy crap, it's not that serious.
Did your friends tell you to apologize? You should stop hanging out with them. No, fucking,
but
yeah,
it's like, I never thought that Americans had qualities that other countries would like, actually. Or like, oh my God, can this American stop fucking working? They work too much.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I never once thought that people would think Americans are like nice and hardworking.
Yeah.
I always thought it was stupid and fat and lazy. The fat is still the same. We're all fat. Yeah. Which is, whatever. But also it's like, come on, man. You're fat too.
I see you over there.
I see you, UK. You're getting fat.
Want to be like the fucking younger brother. Sure, UK. Yeah.
Younger brothers.
Yeah. But no, yeah. That was an interesting thing I found out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really just passing time before we talk about fucking.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, it was good. Good stuff.
Yeah.
A good week off. I had I got a massager. It was good.
Yeah, you got one of those like I'm trying to describe
for your back.
Yeah.
It actually has helped me. It has hurt me because I used it too much. But I think when I use it in conjunction with like a cold ice pack, it does help a ton.
Yeah.
Which I think is good because it'll help you with your back as well.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I'm assuming
your streams are going well.
Streams are doing well. Yeah. Still being able to stream on like days that we take, like weeks that we take off is nice because it's just like, oh, I can finally maybe do VODs finally.
Yeah.
It feels like I have so much fucking editing work on top of all these collabs. Like I have to do a thing for my boss. I have to do stream edits finally.
Yeah.
And it's like, stop. Just stop, please. Thank you.
I'm like becoming a fantasy writer for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I mean, you're running this new campaign and you're like drawing out the maps. You're like coming up with the story, and it's like, God damn.
I know. Well, and I'm like,
stop working so much, American. Jesus.
And it's like I don't have to be doing this, but I'm doing it because I fucking want to. Because otherwise, it's just gonna be more. When you start playing D&D, it's like I started playing for modules, and I liked modules in that I didn't have to work as much. And I focused on making as little work for me as possible. And then when we would run it, it wouldn't be satisfying because the modules were shitty.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, why
Even
does
the
this
one that
happen?
everyone loves, which is Curse of Strahd, there's so many things wrong with it that you have to go in and
change it and be like, this doesn't make sense. There's a lot of really open-ended questions.
A lot of racism.
Yeah, the Romani, the Vistani in Curse of Strahd are definitely based on like Romani people.
Yeah.
But like a stereotype.
Even in our campaign, there was like enemies that were based on like hippies. I'm not equating that to racism, I guess, but like stereotypes of like
yeah.
And I was like, that's stupid. Why even bother? Just make new people, man. This is a fantasy world.
Yeah, it sucks because there's a lot of like, and it's set in Faerun, so maybe people are gonna be like, you should have said it in Eberron, nerd. What the hell? There's a better. Just play Pathfinder.
Why are you using
idiot.
5e? Yeah, I was about that Pathfinder. Yeah,
and it's like, all right, I get it. Whatever, I get it. I don't want to have to. That's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that. I was trying to minimize work. I knew 5e. I didn't realize how much work my first DM put into the game, and it was a lot, apparently. Yeah, and so it's nice to make a new story in Faerun, but edit the shit to not be this weird 80s.
Yeah, I get you.
Bullshit.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and it's good too this time around because I have one of the players from a previous campaign is GMing, so he's helping me out with the combat and things like that.
That's good stuff.
It is really nice to have somebody just in the back, like looking shit up for you.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
It is good.
I can only imagine having an assistant.
And honestly, I was just sitting there thinking, like, dude, he wasn't even gonna be in this campaign. He was like, I don't want to do a new character. I don't want to do this. Blah, blah, blah. And now he's DMing me like, what about this monster? What about this monster? What about this monster? And I'm like, hell yeah. That's my
Excited.
job. Get you interested. Get everybody
D&D.
Interested.
Yeah. Man.
So it's good. But I've been doing that, and I really want to bring Dirty 20s back. Really bad.
Yeah, you've been talking a lot more about that as time has gone on. Yeah.
Yeah. I really want to, and this has made me feel really confident
that you
and
could.
being able to write it and bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially if it's like a audio only, because I didn't think I would write as much as I would for this campaign. But I'm now writing like every room as a little description. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
Let's fucking go, yeah.
I'm kind of writing too much, actually, which is good.
Oh, yeah, man. That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I fuck with that, yeah. Good week off. Even when it's a week off, it's not really a week off, you know?
Yeah, not really.
Being content creators, TM.
I'm just impressed with the amount of stuff I can do. You know?
I feel that.
Like, I don't know, I was burned out for so long, and now I'm like...
You took 1 week off, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, it's nice when you take a vacation, you come back from the vacation like, oh, wait, I like working.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I actually like my job. Hold on, my life is good, actually.
You should actually be happy,
and not
just
like
a miserable, like...
dreading going to work and being at work and being like, oh, man.
Going to the podcast mill, yeah.
Yeah, the fun times mill. The fun fact. Oh, I gotta check in at the fun factory.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Oh no.
Boo-hoo, yeah.
My job where I have to make everyone giggle and haha.
Yeah. What an asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, good stuff, man.
That's good stuff. All right, do your reefer.
All right, sorry.
I'm done yapping.
Yeah,
talk at me now.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna talk at you. Thank you. All right, okay. Reefer Madness. Fun fact, this wasn't the movie I was supposed to watch.
What were you supposed to watch?
I think there's a musical based off of Reefer Madness that came out years ago, something like that.
Who told you to watch this?
This was from Twitch chat, because Twitch chat was giving me movie recommendations because I said very, very smartly, yeah, I don't know what to do next week, guys. Do you guys have any suggestions? So I did that. So that's why I gotta go to Twitch to make me do things on the show.
Yeah.
But no, fucking what is it? So Reefer Madness was said. Do you remember like Pacific Rim or Battleship? I think those were added on. I added on personally the 4th Die Hard movie because I remember that one being the only PG-13 one, and also Justin Long is a hacker or something like that.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I forgot how cheesy that fucking thing is.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll put it on the wheel, we'll spin it. And then I think I spun it twice because I was
on accident?
Yeah, because I started watching Reefer Madness because that was the first one recommended, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm into this. Let me go spin the wheel. And then the wheel was like, no, you're fucking watching this.
Oh, really? Twice
in a row. I'm like, all right, I'll take the message, whatever deity is. The TV gods, yeah. So I watched this. Apparently, it's not the thing I was supposed to watch, which makes sense because I do think to really enjoy this movie, you got to be high off your ass.
Okay.
I will say it is funny. The message of the movie, which is not only that marijuana will ruin your life and kill everyone you know and love, but also women will also ruin your life through marijuana. So, okay, you might be asking now, Josh, why are you already going down to the woman? Josh, how could they have known this in the 1920s? They were so progressive back then.
When you're born a girl, you're they inject an agenda into your brain.
Exactly.
Just like if you're gay, they inject the gay agenda through vaccines.
Yeah, exactly. And the autism through the,
and autism.
God bless you, RFK.
If you're a Democrat.
No, fucking... No, so, okay, the reason why I'm... Okay, you might be asking, Josh, why are we already going down to you think this movie's sexist or whatever? So,
no, I know why.
Because, so in the movie... So, it's the entire movie's through the framework of, like, a doctor...
Okay.
I guess, like at a PTA meeting.
Oh, okay.
And like the story is the movie basically.
Oh.
And like in the movie, and also the doctor is like talking about like the city that they're in, and it's like,
so it's like a storybook of like long ago in the city of Cincinnati.
Yeah. It starts off with because it's the he's like at like a teacher's desk, and he's like, it might happen to you. It might happen to you. It might happen to you. That happens like 5 different times. Yeah. Well, literally that happens though, because at the end of it just says, tell your children. So, okay. So, but before we get there, we need to talk about why women are for some reason thrown under the bus with marijuana. Yeah, the bras. Women are thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
Because the doctor, the name of the syndicate is named after the female bad guy, even though the female bad guy has like a goon that actually does the like dealing and the drug dealing. she just kind of holds on to the marijuana and also holds on, like, just hosts the marijuana parties.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck is happening, Joshua. You need to do more explanation.
So, here's the bad guy. The bad guy in this story. How does
the movie start?
Doctor PTA meeting.
Okay.
He's talking about how drugs are coming into the country, but very specific. No, sorry, that's not okay. Hold on, sorry. I do need to go to my notes because there's a forward.
That's okay.
Because there is and I shit you not, like it felt like 5 hours long. There's a 2-minute long like preamble of just text scrolling the screen.
I always, whenever text scrolls the screen, I always think of Star Wars and like
it kind of is like that weirdly.
Long ago,
in a galaxy far, far away. The space Nazis have won another battle. Yeah, just like
ruined a bunch of children's lives.
Yeah, so it's
hold
basically
your baby Wookiees close so they don't your baby smoke Wookiees. That dank shit.
That Mary Jane, yeah. Don't teach them about Tom Petty. Keep Tom Petty far,
He'll
far
break
away.
your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, got him.
Okay, so this is the forward of the movie. It's just scrolling text because we got to really hammer in the point that weed will kill you.
Yeah.
The motion picture you are about to witness may startle you. It would not have been possible otherwise to sufficiently emphasize the frightful toll of the new drug menace, which is destroying the youth of America in alarmingly increasing numbers. Marijuana is that drug, a violent narcotic, an unspeakable scourge, the real public enemy #1.
Ooh.
Also, I want to say, like, the real public enemy, each letter is capitalized in the beginning of the word, so it's like the name of it. And I remember in the movie, I think they also like did like a weird italics written font for this part too, because like the rest of it's like in an Arial or whatever the fuck. And then like they like wrote it out, so it's like this is important.
Ooh.
This is an important thing.
We've altered this text, the style of this text.
Yeah. Ooh.
We've altered the font.
Yeah. Its first effect is sudden, violent, uncontrollable laughter. Then come dangerous hallucinations. Space expands. Time slows down. Almost stands still. Fixed ideas come next, conjuring up monstrous extravagances, followed by emotional disturbances.
What is an extravagances?
I don't know.
Can I read it?
Like literally, it's like
Okay.
Extravagancies, like extravagant.
Extravagances.
Yeah. Extravagance. Yeah. Followed by emotional disturbances, the total inability to direct thoughts, the loss of all power to resist physical emotions, leading finally to acts of shocking violence, ending often in incurable insanity. Incurable insanity?
From fucking weed, bro?
Yeah, apparently.
I don't know, because I know there are people out there that are like, weed can fuck you up. And I'm not saying it doesn't to some people.
But the way that the movie shows it is not, it's like a guy smokes one joint and is like stabbing people.
That's not
I wish it was stabbing.
Unless you have like an underlying condition.
Something, yeah. It's like, because I know it is a mind-altering drug.
Yeah.
But also, we're all adults here. There's way worse drugs.
Yeah, if you're a kid, don't listen to us.
Yeah,
don't
if you're gonna do drugs, do them as an adult and do them responsibly.
And do weed.
And weed is like the only one
best one.
Weed and caffeine, and that's it. I think other than that,
are the ones to
sugar,
do.
I guess you can count as a drug.
As an adult,
adult, don't do it as a kid because that'll fuck up your brain.
And don't smoke.
And
don't
honestly,
smoke it.
And cigarettes also just. Here's how wild
Protect
this movie
your
is real
lungs.
quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're not even done with the forward, but I want to state also, before we even get into the actual film, cigarettes, like tobacco cigarettes, safer than weed, according to this movie. Because there's times in the movie where they're like offering cigarettes like it's fucking nothing, but then they offer a joint and they zoom in and it's like, oh no, they're smoking a joint.
It's a wacky cigarette.
Yeah, it's a wacky one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, incurable insanity is what happens if you smoke one too many joints. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
In picturing its soul-destroying effects, no attempt was made to equivocate. The scenes and incidents, while fictionalized for the purposes of this story, are based upon actual research into the results of marijuana addiction. If their stark reality will make you think, will make you aware that something must be done to wipe out this ghastly menace, then the picture will have not failed in its purpose. Sorry, this is oh god, the way we wrote in the 1920s was awful. Yeah. Because the dread marijuana may be reaching forth next for your son or daughter, or yours, which I want to say, yeah, because they also so they do that, right? And then it's the doctor character who's also in the story he's telling in this thing, right? So he's just like at a desk and he's like leaning over it, doing an American lean, and he's like,
right.
And he's like, he does the pointing thing at some point. I don't know if it's at the beginning for sure, but it does happen right at the end.
Yeah.
So it's basically like the entire movie.
It could happen to you.
Was just adding fluff to this forward, basically. Is all it kind of feels like.
It's like, here's a real. Yeah, that is kind of how it felt when you would. Do you remember like the dare shit that you would go to in school?
Yes.
Where it would be like, here's the statistics about heroin. Heroin, it might feel real good, but don't you dang do it.
And then it cuts to
you're like 12 and you're like, yeah, I'm not doing heroin.
What's going on?
But there are some kids that are 12 that do heroin.
No, yeah, I know.
It is around.
Yes, yeah.
I knew kids in high school that did heroin.
But if you're gonna try and like, what is it? If you're gonna try and dissuade kids from like using drugs, you got to be like honest with them. You can't say you can't just obvious scare lies. Them. Yeah, scaring them doesn't do anything.
And drugs, hard drugs like heroin are scary. I do find them scary.
Oh, for sure.
I find cocaine scary. I'm a nerd, honestly. I don't.
No, I get it. Cocaine also seems like.
Do you know how many times we've talked about shit on the show, like in the Reddits, and people have been like, obviously they're on cocaine, guys. What the hell? How do you not tell? But like, because I never went to college parties where people were doing cocaine.
I don't even think I've ever seen anyone like. Yeah,
I've never even seen cocaine. Yeah, I think maybe my brothers at one point. My brother apparently did cocaine.
Oh, really? Shit.
And I don't remember if he was around me. He probably wasn't, honestly, because I know he was at college and doing things.
Yeah.
But he apparently was one time and then he didn't do it ever again.
Okay.
But like that's, I think I knew somebody that like showed me a video of him doing cocaine in the bathroom. It was like an acquaintance at college, and he was like,
check this shit out.
Literally.
Really?
Yeah, we were like
he's doing a sick stunt? Like, that's stupid.
You know what's crazy? We sat next to each other in new student experience. And it was like one of my first friends at college.
First class you take at Valencia. That's so funny.
And then just one random day, we're walking to our classes and yapping and having a good time. And he turns his phone and he's like, "Hey, look at what I did." And it's fucking him doing cocaine. And I just like,
that's not okay.
I did not speak to him again.
Yeah, that's not.
I was like, I don't know if I want to be here.
Yeah.
That's how much of a nerd I am.
No,
though.
I get it. Yeah, I don't know. I think weed is probably the farthest I'll go. In this moment.
Well, and we both have ADHD too, and it's like it's known like if you have undiagnosed ADHD and you do stimulants, you're more likely to get addicted.
Oh yeah,
to it if it's not medicated stimulants.
Yeah, exactly. I get
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously there's worse drugs than marijuana, and I know marijuana can have bad effects.
And I do believe you can be addicted to anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes marijuana is fucking cheaper than therapy, dude.
That's true.
That's that I remember being a young 20-something and being like, I just cut off my mom, just cut off my whole family. I'm very depressed. I'm taking the maximum amount of depression meds I can take.
Yeah.
I straight up was like, you know what? I need a fucking vice.
Yeah.
That's more than just alcohol. Because the alcohol
is actually probably worse
was really damaging to me. And I was like, I need to fucking calm down.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I don't know what happened. I think I started vaping CBD.
Yes, you did. Yeah, I remember this.
And I was just like, I just need to I don't know, I need to fucking chill out.
Yeah.
And that was the nearest legal thing I could do.
At the time.
At the time, now it's not legal to have CBD oil. Yeah.
I hate this country.
I know. It's
Oh,
fucking
God
CBD.
damn it. Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think at some point I was on my birthday. My friend came over and gave me
it's a vape pen or something, or like
no, it was a Nerd's rope edible.
Oh yeah,
and I lost my damn mind.
Hell yeah!
It wasn't good though. I was working. I thought I could handle it for some fucking reason.
I do remember that. Yeah,
and you were streaming, and I thought you could tell through the stream that I was high.
And I was like, what are you talking about? I was
like, I'm high. I'm sorry, I can't watch your stream. I wanted to be a good girlfriend and watch your stream.
Can't do it, yeah.
But I couldn't do it because I was freaking out because I thought you'd be disappointed in me for being high.
God, that's funny, man. But no, yeah, so like marijuana is not the worst. I do think alcohol can be way worse.
I think alcohol's 100% way
yeah.
worse.
So, but again, in this movie, like alcohol is, I don't even know if they mention alcohol, whatever.
Yeah, of course not.
But like, I know they say cigarettes are safer than weed.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, okay, that forward happens, and it's the doctor. He's like leaning over, and he's like, there's a bunch of parents in the room. They're all like, oh, whoa, marijuana, whatever. And then like he starts being like, well, this story happened in this very town. And this is where the sexism comes in for me personally. Because it's like the way he describes is like, there used to be Maze. The lady's name is Maze, like ring or whatever, like drug ring, whatever the fuck he actually calls it. So, okay, throughout the movie, the film propaganda, throughout the propaganda, there's they always refer to May as like the kingpin, basically.
Yeah.
And the only thing she does
like,
in the movie,
be a queen pin.
She's a queen pin. Yeah, she's royalty, royalty drug person.
Royalty pin.
Royal drugs. Yeah. So she basically, the only thing she does though is host the parties where kids get addicted to marijuana and holds on to the marijuana, and that's it. She has like a guy like that's like her love interest, like they're together kind of. That's actually going out and like getting people addicted in the first place and bringing them over and being like, hey, you gotta go over to May's place, you know? Like, so he's the one actually like getting people roped into it.
Yeah.
But also he has a boss that's not May, because he keeps going to like some guy in like in a broom closet with a desk. and he's like he's like actually the one supplying the drugs and also telling everyone what to do, because he also has the main guy that he goes to also has another guy come in at some point and is like, hey, I gotta go, this person's not cooperating with the drugs, what should I do? And then the guy that has the drugs is like, you should fucking kill him. And then the guy's like, all right, and then leaves. So but for some reason it's her ring. It's like her, like, even though like in reality she's really
pulling the strings.
She's pulling the strings
with her womanly ways.
Yeah, so that's it felt sexist to me in that regard, and that's why
I do also want to make a point. Are all these people white?
These are the most crackery crackers you've ever fucking seen in your life.
Yeah, the war on drugs and the war on weed specifically is like really tied in with the racism that we see against immigrants, and like, you know, they blame people coming in from Mexico as the people bringing in the drugs when that's not the case.
Yeah, like 95% of drug runners have American passports, like they're Americans. Yeah.
Before everyone was talking about fentanyl, which I will say don't know too much about fentanyl. I'm not going to say anything about it.
But weed was treated similarly to how we're talking.
Where it's like, oh, they bring in all the weed and they bring in all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. They bring in all the cocaine and all these things and blah, blah, blah. And we have to deport them because of da-da-da-da-da and all this horrible, horrible shit, when most of it is just here.
Yeah.
Is from here.
And we can't admit that.
Specifically fentanyl. I don't know about cocaine. I do know weed. Oh, there's a lot of like here. People grow weed here. But cocaine, I have no idea.
It's interesting you bring up the people grow weed here, because that becomes a plot point. Like the idea that people can grow their own weed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the big thing in Florida, where they were just going to try and make weed legal. The conservatives were mad that you could only have one plant.
That was their thing. And it worked just enough to where like only 1%, it was 1% off.
It pissed me off.
That was so dumb.
Dude, the conservatives flip-flop from weed, all weed is bad and it's coming from illegals, and you know,
but they can't do that anymore because people have gotten a little bit smarter about weed.
Well, because we have medical marijuana now, so now everybody's conservative grandparents
are still like
that have PTSD and shit. They're on medical marijuana legally. And now when they're like, why don't we just make it applicable for you and your family and your friends?
I will say it wasn't even that it was just one plant. I think they were saying that like you can't grow weed at all. You can only go it. And it's like, it was like big marijuana, I think is who they made the bad guy.
Yeah, that's what it was. It says
Yeah.
that you can't grow it in the specific way that you want it or something like that. And they were like, I'm not doing that. It's not freedom. Now it's not freedom. When you were totally against it before, it pissed me off.
Yeah, it was such an annoying...
It was so fucking annoying. But so I do want to point it out, because I want to say, if this is all going to be about white people,
Yes, everyone pretty much is white, from what I can tell.
Because they're going to gloss over that as if white people weren't the ones that put shit into, that like created the stereotype to oppress people with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it and I don't want to say the wrong thing.
No, I get it, yeah.
But yeah, didn't like the Reagan administration or
Reagan really fucked with shit. I know for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's also
like the creation of crack cocaine.
Yeah, and like actually using that as like a thing to like, what is it, like
to manipulate various communities. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
I think specifically the black community, but probably also other communities as well.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. But okay.
I want to point it out.
Yeah, speaking of being wrong, this movie.
Yeah.
So May is the bad guy, quote unquote, even though there's like two other guys that are actually doing most of the bad shit in the movie, right? Whatever.
And let's save our white children from the devil.
Pretty much. So
quote unquote.
The whole idea is like during the story he's telling happened in the town that he's in, and it's like, oh, so this happened here.
Yeah.
And like. Here, so okay, there's 3 white kids that are like that are going to be our experiments on what happens when you do marijuana.
Right.
It's a brother and sister, and then the sister's boyfriend.
Okay.
And here's how we know they're good kids: they wear the fucking suits and the sweater vests, and they play tennis, and like. It's really stupid. And then like at some point like the brother leaves and then the sister and then the boyfriend, they're like sitting and they're just like quoting Romeo and Juliet, and then their cracker mom comes out and it's like, oh, they're in love, oh, so, and like doesn't say anything. She's just like staring like,
there's nobody I want to bully more than a bunch of white kids in sweater vests playing tennis, quoting Romeo and Juliet.
And they're doing homework also. So like, oh, they're super good at, they're fucking nerds. Yeah, whatever. I mean, learn things. Whatever. I don't care. But yeah, so like that's how like that's them, right? And then I don't know how they get introduced to the guy that actually ropes them into doing the weed or whatever.
No.
I don't remember, and I'm not gonna look at my notes because who fucking cares?
Okay.
It's all bullshit. I do what? The journey's not the problem here. It's the fucking end result.
It's the message. Yeah.
Yeah. So at some point, I think it's the friend first that gets roped into marijuana, and it's what is it? Like he goes to like the soda shop and like he's smoking a cigarette, and like he's offered a cigarette by the bad guy, not weed cigarette, just like a regular tobacco, like good for you cigarette. Yeah. So good for you in the sense of this movie, yeah, because no one ever questions that for some reason. So
it sucks that we're dealing with this horrible fascist neo-Nazi uprising right now in America, because all I'm thinking about is the Whitest Kids You Know sketch about like little Adolf Hitler running around being a prize that's based on reefer madness, obviously, and then he smokes weed and that's what makes him hate Jews.
Yeah.
And like
that pretty much is,
that is what it is.
Movie, yeah.
And I love the like layered joke of it, which is in the beginning. What they're praising is essentially
a fucking
white Hitlerite version, like the Aryan race propaganda ass bullshit.
Yeah,
look at these beautiful white children that are going to be soiled by marijuana. Like the concept that Hitler was totally fine.
Up until
we would have been totally fine with Hitler
if he just didn't smoke one joint.
Fuck you.
So fucked, man. But okay, sorry. So the brother gets roped in. He goes to May's place, which they're doing. There's a marijuana party going on. There's like a jazz player that's like
marijuana party is funny.
Yeah, whatever.
And it's, jazz, of course. We have to demonize jazz.
And you better believe it's also a white guy doing jazz. So
it sucks.
Yeah, it's also it's like,
so it's jazz that fucking
jazz
sucks.
Or is it honky tonk? I actually don't know.
If it's white, it's honky tonk.
It's probably honky tonk. Yeah, it's probably the better way to describe it.
Yeah.
But I think they say jazz in the movie now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
I think they say that because I think they talk about like a jazz bar or something, or like jazz, or maybe even blues is brought up. I actually don't know. I don't remember which genres get demonized with this. One of those 3 that I just said are devil's lettuce material.
Well, yeah, I was going to say devil's lettuce, all the different names for weed. Yeah. A jazz cigarette is one of them.
Yeah, I think they even say, they might say jazz cigarette in the movie. Don't know.
Which is also like jazz and the early ages was derived from blues, which was derived from
African Americans and slavery.
Yeah. Slave songs.
Yeah.
Like slave music.
Yeah.
And like spirituals. So fucking the idea, if you date it back to that, just the concept of relating jazz with weed, which I'm gonna say, listen, I know a lot of jazz musicians. All musicians smoke weed.
Yeah.
Some of them don't.
Some of them don't.
A lot of them do.
A lot of them do, though.
Even the classical ones.
Especially the classical ones.
Especially, there was one that I knew in college. I didn't even know the whole time.
Absolutely fucking wasted.
And it made total sense. She was so fucking weird.
Hell yeah.
She was awesome. She was funny as hell.
Yeah.
But I was like, come to find out later, that whole time she was high and she was playing some high level stuff.
Dude, hell yeah.
Yeah, she's a baller,
awesome, man. But no, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, they throw that in there. Just a little extra coin toss of horrible bigotry, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, like, he smokes one cigarette and he's hooked or whatever at some point. I don't think this is the point he kills someone. He does kill someone.
Awesome.
There's a surprising amount of murder, and by murder, I mean, like, 2 or 3 murders that occur.
Yeah.
And a suicide. I forgot about the suicide.
Okay,
so at some point the friend of the brother the brother of the sister with the boyfriend, the brother gets into a car while high and he's just like continuously laughing. And because that's how you know they're high, is because they're laughing. That's the only thing they ever do. The vicious laughter, Sarah, as we described, is the floor of vicious mockery in the
I don't think I've ever gotten I only fall asleep when I get high.
Honestly, I also get tired, yeah.
You did once have a brownie where you were sitting on the edge of my bed laughing a lot.
That is true, yeah.
But that was the only time. That's the only time I've been around people that were just laughing a lot.
Yeah,
because they were high.
Yeah, I don't remember that moment, but yeah, yeah. But okay, so he gets in the car, he's laughing, and he's also with the guy that roped him into it, and the guy that roped him into it even is like, "Are you sure you want to drive?" For some reason, he's not driving. I think he's sober throughout the entire fucking thing. So the guy and the brother is like, I don't care. And he just starts driving and like he's going fast. And by fast, I mean like 40 miles an hour in like a downtown district.
And I will say you should not drive inebriated.
Don't drive inebriated, obviously.
Including if you're high.
Especially, including if you're high too.
Yes.
Not especially. I think drunk driving is technically worse, but it's still
people
bad.
are harder on drunk driving than they are on being high and driving.
You should still not do it though. I agree.
You should, it's still not good. Distracted driving is bad.
Yeah, and I also don't think it feels like purposefully run over a pedestrian. So like he's driving erratically, he's going 40 miles an hour.
Are they trying to say like, this would be funny if I kill somebody right now?
I don't know, because I don't know if it's like that's funny or that is that you're distracted so hard and like even though you're looking. No, you know what? Now that I think about it, in the movie, it does kind of seem like a little bit of a turn into the guy.
Like because of what I understand from the propaganda is that it's like it'll fuck with your morals.
Yes, that is also where it goes. Yeah.
So your morals are like you think death is funny.
Kind of. I think it's also.
So you might as well kill someone, which is such a leap of logic.
Yeah, which also because this is based on so little that like it also doesn't really know what it wants to go after.
Just like as a piece of media,
a piece of propaganda, which I think also makes it funny, super shitty and super funny.
That is the idea that propaganda gets lost in itself is funny. It
does. Yeah, it really does. At some point that happens. It doesn't matter. Whatever. He kills a guy. It does matter. It's an important plot point. God. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So he kills a pedestrian.
Kills a pedestrian at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. At first, it's not murder. The pedestrian somehow survives it, but then like a week later dies. And also
that's
it's really,
still murder.
It becomes murder because like it's eventually the cops start investigating.
Yeah.
This marijuana death.
Okay. All right.
But okay, so brother runs over someone. Next person in this group of perfect white children to get killed by marijuana. Is the brother.
Yeah.
Oh, here. Okay, another sexist thing, real quick.
Yeah.
So at the jazz / honky tonk / blues / marijuana party.
Yeah.
The reason why the brother starts smoking is because like a woman offers it to him very specifically.
Yeah.
And is kind of like seducing him.
Oh.
Is what it feels like, because the same thing happens to the boyfriend.
Yeah.
To the point where also at some point the boyfriend like smokes a joint before like another big thing happens, but like he smokes a joint, he gets addicted to it, and then at some point eventually he just starts like making out with a girl on like that's not his girlfriend.
Right.
And like
that's also a thing where a trope where it's like, not only will it lower your inhibitions and make you do things that you might regret.
Yeah.
But like, does anyone become gay in this?
No.
I guess they're too afraid to do that yet.
Yeah.
But in propaganda afterwards, they do. Like, I read Go Ask Alice as a kid, where somebody gives her like acid right in the beginning, and then she's like, I want to try all the drugs, and then by the end of it, she's like, she like just dies of something, or she
love lesbianism. Is that where we're going?
No, like her sexuality is not defined. It's more of like she loses the entirety of her identity and is destroyed as a person because of all the drugs she did, and it was all because of doing one drug, a quote unquote gateway drug in the beginning.
Okay,
which is crazy that it was acid. Which
yeah,
I guess acid is I guess.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about acid. Whatever.
At the point that it was written that it was like a more common.
Maybe.
I mean, people do acid.
Yeah.
But once again, I'm a loser. I don't actually know.
So
I've never done
I'm not gonna
acid.
speak on acid. Yeah.
But it was like, this is a real story. Go Ask Alice. It's a real story. Not. And then I found out way too late when I was in it, because it scared the shit out of me about drugs, to where even now I'm like, I'm not going to do acid. This is freaking me out. Like, you know, people talk about doing mushrooms and it like opening your mind and shit and having ego death or whatever. I have to stay up really late and think about Jesus a lot to have ego death. Shit, bro.
Yeah, I get that.
I have to give myself, I have to do it the fucking hard, painful
the old-fashioned way. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Now I'm just kind of like, nah, I don't want to do that. That sounds scary and bad. But then I find out as an adult, it wasn't actually real.
Yeah.
It wasn't based on jack shit. They made a bunch of shit up, or maybe Alice was a person, but they made a bunch of shit up to scare kids off of drugs.
Okay, I get that. Yeah.
And it pissed me fucking off. It really did.
But so with the trope of becoming gay, is that what?
Yeah, it's in it. She is at some point. Becomes sober. There are multiple points in Go Ask Alice where she becomes sober, and then she meets new people. She moves to a new place. She meets new people, and then they end up coercing her into situations where she, and this is horrible, gets sexually assaulted while under the influence of drugs. And it's kind of implied that because she took the drugs, that's what led to her getting sexually assaulted. And also, like, it leads to a lot of gay experiences where she was like, I didn't want to have those experiences, but I was under the influence of drugs. Oh no, now I'm gay.
Okay, gotcha.
And it pisses me the fuck off.
And that, that doesn't happen in this propaganda, thankfully.
Okay,
but
well, it's probably because it's earlier, probably 1920s.
Yeah, so
when the 60s and 70s happened, they had to be like, we gotta fucking tamp this shit down. Yeah. People are getting too gay.
Still too gay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but what the fuck? Okay, yeah, because at some point the brother gets seduced also into marijuana, but then also the sister gets seduced. Not sister, the boyfriend gets seduced and cheats on the girlfriend, technically.
Okay.
The girlfriend never smokes marijuana. She does not. I remember this part specifically. Slowly but surely too. What is it? So also before we even get to all that, here's how we also know they're good white red-blooded Americans or whatever. Like the boyfriend, we get like a 5-10 minute long scene of him like returning home and just saying like, I love my girlfriend, and like getting made fun of by like a little brother and like full nuclear family ass shit.
Yeah.
Like we have to really hammer that home, and it's like, and the parents are like, oh, one day you're gonna marry her, I assume is what's said at some point,
right,
by someone to somebody else.
Yeah.
So whatever. So if I'm making the movie better, it's because I'm fucking good at writing.
You're not.
So
you're
whatever.
not.
Okay, so whatever. So also, I think this is the only time we even see the family. Everything for the rest of it's just weed. Okay, so there's also other characters. Okay, so at these parties, there's also, I'm just gonna say a guy, because that's really all he is for like 90% of this fucking propaganda.
Yeah.
There's a guy, I'm gonna call him Suit. There's a Suit guy, and there's a lady 2, number 2. They have names. I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
So Suit guy and lady number 2 are kind of like in a, they become like cohorts almost throughout the movie, but like not really. They always stay at May's place getting high.
Okay.
And so you know how in the forward it said, I'm asking you if you saw this. So in the forward, and the way that they describe, like, it makes you insane. The Suit guy is the person that they show as becoming gradually more and more insane because of smoking marijuana.
Okay.
And throughout like all of them smoking, like the brother gets more distant from the sister. The boyfriend starts failing classes and then goes to the doctor character that's from the beginning that was like actually telling the story. And the doctor's like, hey, if there's anything you want to tell me, you can tell me. Yeah. And the brother's like, and the boyfriend's like, I'm good. And then just leaves. Yeah, because whatever. Because like, why would you tell him? Because like I guess the doctor knows for sure like he's high.
Know the signs.
I know the signs. You are depressed now.
Is your child asking for Lay's barbecue flavored chips?
God, only if it were that simple.
Is your child asking to go to In-N-Out all day?
Yeah, I think it gets to the point where like when they're not smoking, they're depressed, and then when they're smoking, they're happy.
Right.
So, to show the addiction or whatever.
Right.
So okay,
which I'm not saying is not a thing. I have actually known people that when they're happy, they're smoking weed.
Yeah.
And when they're not, they are depressed. But it's more other factors in their life.
Yeah.
That cause the dependency, you know?
No, I feel you. I'm trying to remember if the brother dies at some point.
Okay.
He kind of, if he doesn't die, he's just forgotten about for like the last 30 minutes.
Cool.
I think. Or maybe he like runs away because of the murder he committed. Because at some point the cops go to the house and the sister picks up and is like, hey, was anyone using your car on the day that this guy got murdered? And they're like, well, homicide's looking after it now or something.
What is this, a nightmare of mine?
I guess, yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, there probably wasn't homicide by the time they go to the sister, but I think when they go to May's place, okay, because at some point the sister finds out, like goes to the soda shop and is like, the bartender at the soda shop's like, you're probably cool. So they're at May's place. Here's the address. Go get high. And
right.
I don't think she ever really knows about the drug use that occurs.
Wait, this is so crazy to me because my dad was born in 1941.
Yeah.
And my mom was born in 1961. And my mom was more anti-weed than my dad. But my dad was the one that was supposed to watch this when it came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this would have been on a reel somewhere.
And
yeah.
Like there's like I have stark memories of my dad sitting me down and being like, Sarah, don't do drugs. But if you do, smoke weed.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like the rest of the adults in my family being like, no, don't listen to your dad. My dad's like, weed is baller. Weed is so good.
That one's chill. You're
and
good on that.
He's born in the fucking 40s when they were like really. And he had the whole. He was a football player.
Yeah,
and he was like a real American, like blue skies, fucking white picket fence ass guy.
Yeah,
he was in the fucking Coast Guard. He was like, nah, dude, people are scared of weed. That's dumb as hell. And meanwhile, my mom's freaking out because her ex-boyfriend from high school took her to a Leonard Skinner concert and she got scared. And I'm not joking.
So funny.
Every time I listen to Leonard Skinner, because I'm a fucking guitarist, she was like, I don't like that band. I don't like that. They're for druggies.
Awesome.
You're not even from the era, dude. You're supposed to be like the drugs, I think.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Why can't you be cooler? Like, shit, man. But that's so crazy to me.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
But okay, so, all right, back to this, because I need to say what happens here.
No, go
sorry.
ahead. Yeah.
So, okay, the sister at some point goes searching for the boyfriend, because the boyfriend goes to May's place to basically fuck a girl that seduces him, whatever.
Cool.
sister goes to the May's place. Suit guy is like tells everyone else to leave the room basically because he's gonna try and take advantage of her by getting her high on marijuana.
Yeah.
Trigger warning for this next sequence: sexual assault, because that's what happens in this next part when the sister goes to the house.
And it sounds like rape. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically. So like. The sister goes and then like sits down on one of the couches. Then suit guy that's high off his fucking ass tells everyone else like, "Hey, leave the room. I want to talk to the sister or whatever." And like slowly like keeps trying to pressure her into smoking marijuana, and it doesn't. She doesn't want to. And at some point, he basically like pins her down, and like she starts screaming. And the boyfriend is upstairs about to fuck some other lady, and he hears the screams as like a hallucination. Kind of. He's hallucinating while trying to fuck, but then hears the screams and thinks that it's real. So he goes downstairs, confronts the guy that's trying to fucking rape his girlfriend. I don't know when a gun gets involved. I don't remember exactly when a gun gets involved.
You watch this movie and you're like, this is great to describe on my podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was boring, the rest of it. I
gotta get to this part.
I will say after this, it does get kind of boring again.
Oh, wow.
And then it gets really exciting for 10 seconds, and then it stops being exciting. Okay, so like they have a fight, a gun gets involved. I think it's because the goon under May that actually does all the stuff, it gets involved and like tries to like separate them. And I think the guy that's high off his fucking ass grabs the gun and accidentally like fires it, and it fucking kills the sister.
Holy shit.
She's dead. She didn't even smoke a joint and she's fucking dead.
She didn't live long enough.
Yeah,
man.
or if she did smoke a joint, it was one, and like I don't even remember. She's dead now. It doesn't matter. Okay, dead people can't get high. All right, whatever. Fuck.
Some might say they're the most high of us all because
they're high. Jesus Christ.
On the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, no, sorry. So it kind of, weirdly enough, like it's two things that the dead don't feel: highness and pain. Yeah, as I learned from my favorite game, RimWorld.
Some say they feel the most pain with my lord down there.
Down there, yeah. My not buddy, devil.
My absolute buddy, because I'm a weed smoking pansexual, baby.
So yeah, the sister gets fucking murdered, and so May and the goons' plan to save them from not going to jail is to blame it on the boyfriend and blame him being high on it, even though it was the other guy. The other guy, suit guy, and they're like, we're just going to keep suit guy here and lady number 2 here because they're both in the place. We're going to keep them here because they're the only 2 witnesses to this crime that they're going to fake happening.
Yeah.
So they're going to keep them locked in May's apartment basically and allow them to get high and whatever.
Yeah.
And like basically blame, like, I guess they dump her body somewhere off screen and then like put his hand on the gun to make it seem like he shot her.
Right.
And then this becomes a courtroom drama.
Really? It does?
Kind of.
Was this like a stage play at one point?
I don't know. Because a lot
wild.
just happens. Yeah. So like
weirdly enough, it reminds me, last year I saw Hello Dolly.
Oh yeah.
And there's a part where it is like, I don't remember what fucking crime happened in Hello Dolly, but at some point
they have to go to
move the set around and it becomes like a courtroom, and Dolly is like she fixes everything.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You know? So a trial eventually begins, and like they bring in the doctor to be like a character witness, but then tries to get the boyfriend off the crime because like maybe he was insane during it because he was smoking marijuana.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. If that's the fucking where we're starting, there's a lot of people that gotta be released from jail. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot.
So that's kind of So I'm trying to remember exactly. He goes up trying to be a character.
Crazy thing.
Yeah, they're basically that. It kind of becomes that because at some point during the trial,
kind of based. Somehow so whack you're fucking based.
That's like, we should just free these people.
Yeah, we should. Yeah. You shouldn't be in jail if you're caught on minor
drug offense,
minor marijuana charges. Yeah.
So the jury, like this trial only takes like 5 seconds apparently.
Yeah.
Because like then they go to the jurors' room, and then one juror is being like, I don't know what to do. What if he was insane? And then another juror, real fucking 12 angry men, whatever the fuck it is, 13 monkeys, 12 angry men, really 12 angry men style, where one guy's just like, we need to make a fucking example out of him, so we're gonna give him the fucking death penalty. And like they do a vote one time, and then it's like
the
11
death penalty.
Yes, they're trying to make an example, is what they say, of him very specifically for being high and murdering because under the influence. Yeah,
but because of the weed.
But because of the weed is why we should give him the fucking chair. Yeah, exactly.
These bits of, and I mean, I guess that's inherent in propaganda, but it is like, it really does make it's art that really thinks that its audience is stupid as hell.
Yeah.
You are not going to understand what I'm going to say, so I'm going to lay it out for you.
Like really like lay it on thick.
Yeah. It's to the point where when it happens in reality, it's almost like satirical of itself, where people are like, no, actually, there's more nuance to this. Actually, if I'm actually in the middle of it, it's actually not what I'm being ideologically sold, by people that have a specific agenda, which is anti-drugs.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Which is a cover for something else. Racism,
maybe, perhaps,
neo-Nazism, yeah, xenophobia,
So trial basically ends. It's about to end, I think. Meanwhile, the suit guy and lady number 2 suit guy is slowly feeling the weight of his actions, accidentally killing the sister, and he's slowly going more and more, I guess, insane is how the movie wants to portray it. Like, I think he might be having hallucinations at this point, because he also had hallucinations for sure at some other point. Don't remember when. But at some point, what happens is they just get into a big fight between, like a big yelling argument between the two of them, being like, we should turn ourselves in. He shouldn't be killed for our crimes. And then May and her goon is like, no, because then we're not going to be able to sell the marijuana anymore. And they're yelling so hard that the neighbor in their apartment building, because they're in an apartment building also, the neighbor calls the police for a noise disturbance, and they don't have enough time to hide the drugs, so they get caught. Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's so... No, because then we can't do crime anymore.
911.
Hey, they're doing crime underneath me?
Yeah, basically.
It's so fucking
And then
funny.
The cops rush in and they capture all of them. And then I think the person that confesses everything is lady number 2. And she's like crying, like feeling so guilty about almost killing an innocent guy.
So because the big bad is a woman, you say this is anti... I almost feel like it's sexist in the other way. Where the only people who are like doing good things in the morality of the film are women,
but also like women are also succubi. That will
right. They're succubi, but they're also virgins and angels. And
there's pure woman and not pure woman, Sarah.
Right,
that's the real. That's what it is.
There's no in between. There's no morally gray woman, which I get. It is sexist. You're right. I think it's funny that you latched onto women evil, but you were cool with the virgin.
Here's the thing
angel.
Here's what happens if you're a good woman in this movie. 1, you fucking die. You get shot.
Okay.
Number 2, after she confesses everything, because I guess the other guy doesn't. She confesses everything.
Yeah.
She feels so guilty, and then there's like a shot.
Okay.
There's a shot of a window, and she just jumps through a window because I guess the court is 7 stories high.
She jumps out of the courthouse.
I think so. Or the cop place, the jail, somewhere. office building.
Tallest jail ever.
Fucking the Empire State Building. It doesn't fucking matter. It's like 7-8 stories up.
You're confined to the top of the Empire State Building.
Yeah. So that's what being good gets you, is so much guilt you can't live with yourself anymore, that you see a window and you're like, I can't do this, and go and just run for it like it's the fucking 100-meter, man. Like it's like
It's
also
weird.
no real stop to no one really tries to stop this from happening. So like they're just like, what the fuck? And
that
then
is
it just
some.
happens.
You're right. That is some hardcore sexism.
Yeah, like
It's
that's
just
it.
like a fucking. Who cares if a woman kills herself? I guess.
And I guess if you're a good woman, like the parents, you lose a child. Like you lose your kids. That's what you get in America.
It's not funny. I mean, you gotta.
That's what happens. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Listen, it's 2025. If you're a parent right now, you know there's a big possibility you're gonna lose your children. There's a large possibility, and it's not to fucking weed. It's to fucking AK-47 or an AR-15.
Yeah. So and also like the
and someone that follows Ben fucking Shapiro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So like so there's like a retrial or something.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because I guess the guy also confesses and like is just like, yeah, I was super high. So he gets the actual insanity plea. But like the big triumphant moment of this part is like the boyfriend getting off scot-free because he didn't actually kill anyone, and just like hugs the girlfriend's parents, and I think maybe brother, because I think the brother was still alive, but like we didn't give a shit about him for the past 30 minutes, whatever.
So about the kids that did. So what the fuck?
Yeah, the 2 people that smoked drugs survived.
What the hell? No wonder this didn't convince anybody.
Yeah, so like,
what do you mean if I smoke weed, my girlfriend will kill herself? Hell yeah, pass that fucking shit. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because like, and I think that's what happens. I think genuinely that's how this goes. Because like the two white boys fucking survive, and then like there's the scene of like the actual big boss getting arrested, and then like just cops breaking into random doors haphazardly, because I'm assuming they were real doors, so they couldn't actually do that much damage. Like
that's a funny notice.
Like at some point there's someone like I guess using a hatchet or something, and like, you know how John Nicholson actually put his whole fucking pussy into like chopping down that door to kill that lady?
John Nicholson
of from the La Shining, yeah. The Shindig is what it was called, right?
Yeah. The Shindig. John Nicholson in the Shindig.
John Malkovich, and being John Malkovich when he wants to kill his wife, wants to.
John Malkovich in being John Malkovich in the Overlook Hotel.
Yeah, in the Overlook Hotel, like how Jack Nicholson, when he like actually puts like effort into it, the cop character, and I want to say I remember this exactly, is kind of like, I know the bad marijuana drug is in there. That's why I'm being real fucking quick and coy about this. Because I'm assuming it was like a real door and they didn't want to do that much fucking damage to it. Even though they still want to do.
Can you do it again?
It's like a Minecraft animation.
That's
almost,
awesome.
where it's just
it
like,
does sound a little bit like a villager, yeah.
Yeah, like they don't make sounds. I'm adding it because I'm better at writing, and it's like fucking.
Okay.
Like but that's what it looks like. It
That's
looks
awesome.
I'm doing the little thing because it's an audio based thing. Whatever, I don't care. So
no, I get it. I get it.
So the last scene is like we're back in the PTA meeting that's in the present day,
Yeah.
and then the doctor's like, "Yeah, that all really happened," even though it only happened in the sense of the movie, because
funny.
the forward was like, this shit didn't happen, but then the ending of it, because the doctor character's in a separate reality, they're in a different fucking universe, they still have to say this shit happened in this universe, but we're gonna say it happened for real. And then like then it becomes the thing where like it could happen to you, it could happen to you, or you, and then tell your children, text, fade in, zoom in,
Tell your children.
and then yeah,
Okay.
and then it's over.
I love the idea of it cutting to a doctor and being like, yeah.
That shit happened.
Yeah, that shit is crazy, right? And everyone's like, you fucking made that shit up, bro. What the hell? Why are you just sitting here lying?
Yeah,
This is supposed to be chemistry class. We were supposed to have a test today.
It's so wild because, like, also here's how much
Where are all
more.
the parents?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The wild thing too is there is a scene. There's like a montage of them like cracking down on drugs or whatever, and it gets to the point where they're like, and I think this is also like near Prohibition era. They're like, yeah, we did capture some alcohol, but they were hiding weed in the barrels, and that was the actual bad thing. Like, it's so stupid. It's so fucking dumb.
From what I learned about Prohibition, I don't know if this is real or not. It feels like an internet thing.
Yeah,
that could be false. But people were saying like Prohibition. Yeah, Prohibition didn't work, right?
Not at all.
But the amount that people were drinking pre-Prohibition was fucking crazy. Like, apparently people were drinking way too much.
Oh my god.
And it caused people to drink less post-Prohibition. Which to me is just less of like a Prohibition does work and more of like that's how bad alcohol is. If we just all drink alcohol a lot, there's a point of we're all really drinking a lot of alcohol. And instead of, I do think it's funny, the idea of learning about Prohibition coming out of it being either like Prohibition's good actually, or
Prohibition
alcohol is good actually. I'm anti-Prohibition, pro-alcohol, or I'm anti-alcohol and pro-Prohibition.
Yeah.
The two genders.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, man!
Tag yourself.
Tag yourself.
Pro-alcohol son and pro-prohibition daughter.
And I killed myself by throwing myself out a window. Out of the
I
guilt.
smoked too much weed and I got guilty.
Too much weed and I got anxious.
All this tells you if you're a white guy and you smoke weed, you're gonna be all right.
You're totally fine, but your sister's gonna die.
Everyone else, you gotta figure it out, man.
You gotta oopsie poopsie.
You still almost get laid though.
That's cool.
That's yeah.
Unless it's the rape one.
Well, that guy was driven insane to rape. Yeah.
So that's okay. Then
no,
rape
it's not
is okay.
No, because the boyfriend was gonna cheat on the girlfriend with some random fucking lady.
Right. So it's cool to cheat.
All right, I'll starting over.
No, yeah.
The Reefer Madness is
it's a great film.
It's an amazing movie.
It's really good.
No, that was. I mean, I will say
nothing funnier than cutting back to the doctor and it being like,
No, it really is, and I will say, re-explaining
You're
it.
shocked.
Explaining it kind of reminds me, like, in the same way that, like, what is it? What the fuck was that one? Not Dogma. What the fuck was it? Inferno. Like, describing it was more fun than actually watching it.
Yeah.
I will say, because both the endings are fucking crazy now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But, like...
I will say, it does not sound like a good film.
No,
It sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's a really, like... It is a slog to get through for, like, 70% of it, because how much they want to hammer home how fucking... just so goody two shoes these white people are, and it's like, go fuck yourself, man.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care if the fucking boyfriend's grades are going down because he smoked weed, which they make a point of. Also,
well, that was something that it's weird because it kind of reminds me of a short story I read, Stephen King's short story called "Apt Pupil."
Oh,
which I've talked about many times, but it's about a kid that learns that his elderly neighbor is an ex-Nazi that fled to America and redid like his identity and everything and is in hiding.
Yeah.
And the kid threatens to out him as a Nazi or his elderly neighbor has to describe the horrible torture that he did during the Holocaust. And because the kid has like a morbid interest in history. And it's sort of like, weirdly, I saw a lot of parallels in Reefer Madness, and I think that's a more apt pupil. It's a more like apt metaphor for like children being corrupted by a kind of like, they're saying that like drugs are an ideological, like being free is an ideological poison on our children because they're gonna do drugs and get into they're gonna ruin their potential and they're gonna talk to black people and that sucks. No, be white and perfect forever. Do it. And meanwhile, like the real shit is neo-Nazism.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and I was really impacted by that. It was the first Stephen King story I've read where I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking terrified. Oh shit. Because I haven't read it. And I haven't read a lot of Stephen King stories. But it was because it was very realistic. And he goes in and he says, like, oh, his grades are slipping. And then he makes a big deal about the grades slipping. And I was like, who fucking gives a shit? Why would Nazism make his grades slip? Does that make sense? And now that you're describing it, I'm like, I wonder if it's based on reefer fucking madness.
Yeah, just like...
Because that's a better idea, honestly.
Yeah, than whatever the fuck this is. Yeah.
It's not fucking marijuana. Marijuana, once again, and I will say, once again, can cause problems on an individual-based level.
That being said, it's ridiculous that's classified Schedule 1 when there's worse drugs on that list and worse drugs legal right now.
And worse drugs like, socially accepted, like alcohol.
Yeah, or medically prescribed, like Oxycontin, whatever the fuck you prescribe it.
Xanax.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's crazy, man.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend... maybe the musical's good. Maybe it's actually a fun watch as opposed to whatever what this was.
If it is, it's probably making fun of this.
No, yeah, and that's what I think too. Yeah. So I assume that's what happens in the musical.
Yeah.
It's weird because I feel like maybe if I was high, it would have been a funnier experience. It feels more fun to talk about again than it does to watch.
I wonder if it's just like all these shitty movies. It's like fun to make fun of.
Maybe.
With your friends.
I guess it's like a Red Letter Media best of the worst.
Yeah.
I think is what it is. Yeah.
But yeah. Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs.
Or if you do, kids don't do drugs.
Kids don't do drugs.
Adults can if you want.
But also be selective and look into the drugs that you want to do. Also, if you take random drugs, don't do that. Don't take drugs from strangers and double check what's in your shit.
Yep.
I always see those the Links bus stops. They always have the "What's in your drugs" like advertisements, and I'm like, oh shit, that's a lot of things that could be hidden in your fucking lacing your drugs. Yeah.
I had an old dealer of mine that I didn't do that much, but then my friend messaged me afterwards. He was like, yeah, I stopped using her because she had misprints on her labels.
No.
And apparently she was using different labels that were like off-brand labels on shit. So she was, I don't know what the fuck was going on. So yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, let's ads. Are we gonna get?
Ads?
Is this gonna be monetized?
I have no clue.
Just lying to me like no drugs were talked about at all during this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ad time.
Ad time. Bye bye.
Welcome to the ad break.
Hello.
Hey, are you enjoying this podcast so far?
I know I am.
Then you better like, comment, subscribe, hit that gosh darn bell.
Hit that gosh darn bell.
And rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts if that's where you're listening. Or 5, 10 stars, whatever the highest star is on your.
We don't just want 5.
We want all of them.
If it's out of 10, we don't just be like, this is a meh podcast. Don't do that.
Make sure it's a 10.
We want it to be the maximum. Yeah.
We can negotiate on 9 though. But I'm watching you.
No, I want 10. I want only 10s.
Fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're enjoying the podcast, you want to support financially, there's a couple ways to do it. I'm going to start off this week with Buy Me a Coffee.
Let's go.
If you want to send us a little tip, it's $3 a coffee, and it's all very appreciated. It helps us keep the show running.
Yeah.
So we got a couple coffees this week.
Let's go.
Brie bought 8 coffees.
Thank you, Brie.
Thank you very much. Also, this is Brie's first coffee of 2 that we'll talk about in a second.
Okay. Hell yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
I love the pod and look forward to it every week. As someone who has had an abusive mother, I really appreciate Sarah being so open about her experiences and helping to increase awareness on emotional abuse.
Yeah, absolutely.
I personally really hate Mother's Day and Father's Day because of my childhood and want to tell Sarah and anyone else who is or has struggled with abuse as parents that you are enough.
Thank you.
You are wonderful and strong and deserve so much love, and I am, with consent, virtually hugging you right now and going to buy you ice cream. Love you both and keep being awesome, Brie. Purple heart emoji. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I consent to the virtual hug and ice cream.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Darth Brooks bought 5 coffees. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, y'all.
Hello.
I had planned to send some coffees this past summer because I've been binging your show for a while now, and I listened to it a bunch on my drive up to New York last July to visit my family, friends, my long-distance partner, along with attending an ice cream tour my family started over 10 years ago.
Y'all are making me want ice cream. What the hell?
Ice cream is the name of the game right now.
Shit.
But I ended up getting fired for some bullshit my work pulled where they said my pay wouldn't change if I moved, but that they literally tried to cut it in half.
Oh my God.
Literally.
What the fuck?
That's awful. Fuck them.
I'm sorry.
I feel like you two would commiserate with bullshit employers, so just wanted to share some BS and a reminder to all that employers will exploit and don't give a shit about what you bring to the table when it comes to saving money.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's so fucking, yeah. If any of your fellow listeners haven't came across that yet, learn from us that have to protect yourself and never trust employers.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, with the economy so bad, I couldn't get a new job until mid-November, and I just caught up with bills now. Was behind for months, but thankfully my tax return this year covered what I owed the IRS from 2022.
Nice.
And then left some bill over for bills and making a chip and card debt. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Such is life, but I feel #blessed enough to be able to finally give y'all some well-deserved love. Although, sorry, I'm sorry I can't do more. It's all good.
Okay.
You did more than enough.
Yeah, this is a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I'm sorry for the pet loss you've experienced semi-recently, and I understand that stuff doesn't always get easier, but don't forget you're not alone. Anyway, all this to say, I just wanted to say hi and not to dip into parasocialness, but y'all seem cool, and if you ever want to make a trip to Chattanooga or the surrounding cities, I have a guest room and full guest bedroom you're welcome at any time as long as you're cool with a sweet senior dog.
Aww.
Chattanooga is about 2 hours from Nashville, Knoxville, Atlanta, and Birmingham, and it's artsy and pretty, but anyway, sorry this is turning out to be so long. Even though the city is red, my neighbors are dope, and I've had 2 pride flags out since moving here a few years ago with no incident.
That's fucking cool.
Anyway, thank you for keeping the Hurricane Helene relief in your mutual aid links. Appalachia is often forgotten as an extremely disenfranchised area / people, and I would love to share there's a lot of classes of ableism that surrounds the fuck the South, they deserve what they vote for mentality.
Yeah.
That doesn't acknowledge the gerrymandering and propaganda cycle some smaller towns seem to get stuck in.
Yeah.
Regarding Helene, there are still many people still unhoused, plenty of grieving of the loss of the shelter community and loved ones that perished. Many couldn't afford decent homeowners or renters insurance, and others can't afford to fight their insurance companies to get what they should. I really appreciate your open-mindedness and political stance, so I hope this context helps.
Yeah.
While I agree on most of the political stuff you share, I think I'm a bit more leftist in certain aspects, but I appreciate your approach and perspective. It helps me think more about how others see things, so thank you.
Yeah.
I also wanted to share that if it ever comes up, I would love to hear your takes on AI and the environmental and societal impacts it brings to the table.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't see enough people talk about it. With working in tech myself, it's really scary how much these companies ignored how harmful AI is and how bullshit it is that many places are forcing us to use it.
Yeah.
And inevitably, it's just going to whittle away at our jobs.
Yes.
Your content and dedication is very much appreciated. Thank you for making my days brighter and being a good form of brain bleach for myself. And I'm guessing others too.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, and sorry this was super long-winded, and thanks again for everything. Heart emoji. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I think they also sent us more links.
Yeah, it'll be in our mutual aid links, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's in Gmail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about Gmail in a second. But yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Atlanta, so I know the Chattanooga area, and they're pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty much, to everything you said. About AI, we talk about AI a lot.
I think we do, yeah.
Like a lot.
It's bullshit.
We both hate AI.
Yeah.
Generative AI specifically,
Yeah, that's where I'll really be like, fuck you. Yeah. But no, I get that. Yeah. Fucking, no, I agree with pretty much everything you said, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But thank you so much. That was a great message. It did brighten up my day when I saw it. Yeah.
That was a very good message. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And our final coffee, Brie bought 10 coffees. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brie.
Hey.
Hi.
I love you guys in your podcast, but I have beef with Josh.
When I saw this, my heart dropped, and I want to know what the fuck happened.
Josh, my older brother is ranked 1,000 out of 10. If you disagree, we can hash this out in the podcast parking lot. Sword emoji. This is a joke. I love you both, even if Josh is wrong. Lol. So this is thank you for the segue.
What did you
first of
do
all.
to Brie?
Another way to support monetarily is through the Twitch stream, which is where this came from, / TikTok stream, I guess, where you can gift and you can do subs, Prime subs, stuff like that. We had a conversation about like our sisters and like my sisters in particular, like being 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I think they brought up them being 1,000 out of 10. I was like, well, it's 100%. You can't go above 100% was my basic bit. And then I think I caved in eventually. I was like, all right, I'll do 100 out of 10. How about that for my sisters?
Okay.
Yeah. So honestly, the people that should be getting mad at me are my sisters because they're like, why weren't you 1,000%? 1,000 out of 10.
That's crazy.
1,000 divided by 10 is 100. So what is that? Was your brother
1,000%?
Ridiculous. Makes no sense. God damn it.
Yeah.
I said 1,000. I think it's 100. Whoops.
Oops. I don't know.
But thank you for those coffees. Very much appreciate it.
Yeah,
Again,
thank
Twitch
you.
also, twitch.tv, guy_JC if you want to prime sub, send tips. Also through TikTok live streams, which we do on Tuesday and Friday, both places, 5 p.m. Eastern on both days.
Yeah.
There's also the Patreon, patreon.com/APWSTR. There is ad-free releases, so you don't have to worry about this segment or any ads from YouTube, Spotify, Apple, any of those places.
Yeah.
You get early releases when we're able to do it. We also have exclusive content up there. We are working on 2 new exclusive content things. We also have a warm-up that's going to be going out this week as we go with it. What else is there? There's a bunch of, and the Discord. Discord's probably the best part of it, where you get to be part of the community.
Got a book club. We're reading Gideon the Ninth. The book club meeting is going to happen this coming Sunday, so get in there if you want to. If you've read that book already
And you want to
talk about it.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty much everything for monetary things. We both have cameos as well. That's down in the description. If you want to contact us, we also have contact@gmail.com. Apparently,
at APWSTR.com.
We have a contact at APWSTR.com. Thank you for catching me on that.
No worries.
Sarah, mutual aid links?
Yeah, they're down in the dang description down below. We got Hurricane Helene. We got California wildfires. Of course, we have Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Lebanon. I believe we have Yemen in there too. We do have a lot, and it's constantly changing. And if you have anything new that you want to add in there, you can ask me on Tumblr to put it in there, and I will throw it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can email once again, contact@apwstr.com with links like the person did with the coffee before, and we will throw it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for doing that. We also have red cards in there, which are cards that explain what ICE can do and can't do. I don't know if they're updated because I know there's multiple like executive orders that ICE can just show up in your damn house, which is illegal.
Still, yeah.
But yeah, they translate into various languages, from English into various languages, what your rights are when dealing with ICE.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so those are down in the description down below, and you can print them out and cut them out for your loved ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Go enjoy Reddit on Wiki.
Oh yeah,
actually.
enjoy Reddit on Wiki.
Next
up, Reddit
we gotta
on Wiki.
hype it up. What the fuck?
Take it away.
Take it away.
Virtual Josh and Sarah.
Virtual Josh and Sarah and
At
John
their desks.
and Josh.
Whoa.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
We just introduced other people, and I still don't know how to do it, we just did it. Welcome to the Reddit segment.
Welcome. And we're here with John and Josh. I looked at Josh and I said John, and then I looked at John and I said Josh, and it fucked me up. From Reddit on Wiki. We were on their show last week, I believe. This is when this episode is coming out.
Actually, 10 months ago.
10 months ago.
This one's gonna be sitting in the.
It's sitting in there for a long time.
Merry Christmas.
Simmer, happy holidays, guys.
Merry Chrysler to everybody.
Merry Chrysler. Merry Crisis. But yeah, we had a great time, and now they're on our show.
And now they are tortured on. We told them, listen, off screen, we said we only hold them for an hour. We're going to do the full 4 hours.
They're here forever.
They're.
No. But yeah. We always like to ask when we have a collab on to give a little intro from you guys. Like, it can be pretty much anything, like what got you into content, what got you into podcasting. And what you guys like doing on your show. Literally anything. Yeah.
We can tandem it. You can head it up first, Josh, and then I'll take over the end.
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Josh from Reddit on Wiki. I got into podcasting doing a Dungeons and Dragons podcast, as I was telling Sarah and Josh before the podcast. Yeah. We read Reddit stories as well on our podcast, calling people assholes and whatnot. so I feel we'll fit right in here.
Yes, I believe
Perfect.
so.
Yeah.
And I am John. I got into podcasting just about 5 years ago. I used to have a podcast where I used to make fun of people who fell into the victim of Darwinism. And I made puns about it. And here I am still making puns 5 years later.
So you are a professional at this very specific thing.
You could say I am a pundit.
Okay.
All right. So there's the stop button.
I forgot how much I loved your puns, John. I was like, oh, yes, let's go. We got Reddit. I usually just kind of barrel through into the first one because why not?
Sure.
Yeah, we gotta. There's a way we do things, Sarah. We gotta.
I'll let you
There's an
guys.
order.
Am I the asshole for not giving my sister-in-law back her cat after she quote unquote rehomed it to me without telling me it was temporary?
I will say putting rehomed in quotes is already a good sign for things to come, I suppose. Anytime I see quotes, I'm like, oh, God damn it.
What does that actually mean?
What are you talking about? Yeah. So my husband's sister dropped off her cat at our place 6 months ago, saying she quote unquote couldn't deal with her right now because she was pregnant and her toddler was quote unquote allergic. Parentheses, this kid eats dog hair off the floor. So I don't know. And parentheses. Anyway, I love this cat. She settled in. We bought her a little cactus-shaped tower, got her vet care. She had a tooth rotting out? ? Even changed her name from Princess Muffin to Beans because Princess Muffin is stupid. All right.
That's a hill to die on. All right,
Okay.
sure.
You know what? I don't disagree, but
Yeah, I'm not mad about it.
They're both great names.
Yeah, there's really not any problem with either of them.
What about Princess Bean Muffins? How about
There
that?
you
Best
go,
of
yeah.
both worlds.
I love it.
British love
Beaten.
that all of a sudden. I feel like that's a British breakfast at this point.
Put it
A
on a
bean muffin? I'm going to ask my British friends if that's a thing.
Hey, I know you guys already put beans on the toast. Have you ever considered a muffin?
They would
How'd it-
sit there for an hour and be like, what is a muffin, actually? Let's define what a bread is.
yeah.
Good Lord. Okay, now sister-in-law has the baby and suddenly texts me like, hey, when can we come get Muffin back? And I said, no. She said she never gave her up permanently, and I was just quote-unquote fostering, which is never a thing we agreed on. I literally spent $400 on this cat's vet bill. She goes off on me saying I'm selfish and cruel and quote-unquote stealing her cat, and my husband is like half on her side for the sake of peace. But no, this is Beans' home now. Am I the asshole?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say peek behind the scenes. Everyone hates me for a specific cat take that we had in our episode.
Don't say
And
we.
Me.
Say we.
Everyone hates me for it. All right.
Yeah, I thought he said me. I didn't think he said
And
me.
it's okay. I'll take it. But Josh, are you leaning towards no as well? Because that's where I'm going.
Yeah, it sounds like this cat was not well taken care of beforehand.
I mean, you had a rotting tooth, right? Like that.
Yeah.
That was a really big red flag. And I will say, and like, saying foster when you never said foster is you got to be actually clear if you're going to actually do something like that.
Mhm.
From what I understand, to actually foster, it's like you have like
There's
a
like a
contract
system in
and,
place.
like,
Yeah, you get lawyers involved if there's a contract. Yeah,
Mhm.
like,
I'm pretty
geez
sure.
Louise.
I mean,
Yeah. I get like she was pregnant. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Yeah. So like I get maybe in her heightened pregnancy state, she was like, I can't deal with a cat as well as like pregnancy. But you got to be clear about like, hey, you're taking this on for this amount of time.
Yeah.
And like stipulate that, because otherwise, what is she supposed to expect? Like, I'm taking this cat and I guess forever now. So I'm going to spend tons of money on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You kind of got right to it. The top comment is just send her the bill and she'll find out she does not want it anymore. And it's like,
I bet.
and that's so true.
No, I'm gonna say boat as that. I'm just like, you know what? The rotting teeth for me is kind of, come on now. I always don't like it when cats or like just animals or pets in general, if you end up getting them, like you have a big responsibility to take care of them at the best of your abilities. And with that too, it's like, yes, this was like this is dating back from like the episode that we did. Like, yes, cats are a little bit more adaptable than most animals, like for example, a dog. But if you set like some sort of comfort level for like the cat already, it'll be incredibly messed up for them to get, taken back to a scenario where it seemed like it wasn't a good place before for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I don't know why people wouldn't agree with you on that. That's crazy. I mean, and I've also had the like, you shouldn't have outdoor cats. I'm of that opinion because people
made a point.
Cars.
Yeah, that apparently it's a very Americanized opinion, very specifically. Like, isn't it in the UK?
I didn't know in the UK that's like a big thing, is that they just
Outdoor
let their cats
are?
outside. Yeah, it's a huge thing, and they think it's totally normal and totally fine, and they don't. And I wonder if it's because they're not as car centric. Like, they do have cars and they do drive cars around, or they don't have as many predators. But I do think it still is like, it's still gonna fuck up the environment. Like, cats do fuck up bird environments a lot.
Yeah.
So
I think they use them a lot for like taking care of rats and mice over
Yeah.
there as well in
Yeah.
their cities.
yeah,
So I feel that could also play into it.
yeah, for sure. I
yeah.
think it's like it causes a big online argument because it's most of the time you have no idea that you're just fighting with someone that lives in a tiny town in the UK, and
Yeah.
you are thinking you're saving a cat from being like run over on the highway, and they're like, "What are you talking about?"
What's a highway? Meanwhile, they're
He's
on the
fine.
fucking- they're
He's
on the
eating a
fucking
squirrel right
belts,
now.
Whatever. Yeah.
It's-
Brought me one a while ago. What you mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. No. Yeah. I guess not to keep the cat.
yeah.
Just take care of the cat.
It's a simple one. Yeah, I think if I do agree with the money issue, but I also want to point out, like with this one, the funny thing that got me about it, which was also the kind of laissez-faire attitude in the OP. I love that. I love the comedy of it. But she was also I love when stuff like this happens. Usually, just being very direct in the first place is usually what solves these issues. And
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
I worked in a law office for a little bit where I took intake calls, and most of the time when it's like disputes that lawyers can't even get into because there's nothing written down, it's mostly just she said, and I didn't want this to happen, and you can
Right.
literally just tell them over the phone, did you tell her that? And they're like, no. I'm like, so why do you think a lawyer is going to be able to
Yeah,
prove
we
this in
can't
court?
say that.
I like a challenging case. Let's make this happen.
Let's
Yeah,
lie
exactly.
in court.
and yeah, especially like I worked for a personal injury, so it was just people calling about
Right.
random crap. So it was like not even something. A lot of lawyers won't even do that. That's why they won't even do contract disputes, because they don't even want to get into it when it's written down on a piece of paper.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Very simple
Yeah. Simple
one.
Yeah. Was the cat pregnant?
Was the cat pregnant? Probably yeah.
So maybe give her one of the kittens.
There you go.
See, compromise.
Yeah.
That is a good
Compromise.
compromise.
I think I also have simple ones, so you guys aren't going to be. Also solved it, Sarah.
Oh yeah, we solved it. Oh yeah, I forgot.
I know
Clap.
you're over there. Clap.
Clap.
Clap. Clap. Yeah.
Clap,
Cool.
clap.
We have to. Yeah. There you
We
go.
all
Hell
clap.
yeah.
Clap.
4-way clap. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. This one's I'm gonna say this is a simple one, and then it's gonna. I feel like I'm gonna. What is it? It's
Josh's
gonna,
simple ones are not simple.
I'm learning to be different. All right. I'm trying to not. I'm learning.
We're about to solve life's biggest mystery in
All right,
this story
yeah.
right now. Gonna have a breakthrough in this story.
It'll be a philosophy discussion.
Yeah.
We are gonna figure out who the freaking Zodiac killer is in this.
We're
Who the
gonna
true
save
asshole
There we go.
is.
this relation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Also, the Zodiac Killer's Ted Cruz.
It definitely
okay,
is.
solved it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to give a dude $20 after I quote hit his car?
Quote in his car.
I
It's
feel like you
funny
need to
as hell.
add a couple more zeros.
Oh man.
What are you talking about?
There's
That's
the
a simple
quote.
one.
There's the quote again though.
Yeah, the quote. Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess maybe he got hit by the car and now the person's like,
Oh.
give me
Give me
$20
$20 or else I'll sue.
or I'll
Yeah.
hit you again.
Okay. All right.
Or I'll hit you again. I'll beat you up.
You're shooting low. You are freaking underselling yourself. Man, if you're going to commit insurance fraud, throw a couple zeros in that thing.
Yes.
Flail around a little bit,
Yeah.
come out with a neck brace. Yo, I'm really tempted to just have a neck brace stored in my car because I'm
Out of the car
ready to
already in a neck brace. It's so funny.
You're
You
agitating
did
my
this to me
condition.
just now.
my neck.
My neck. Oh no.
This just appeared after the accident.
I've had this shit on already. Don't check my dash cams, please.
Would you also have a dash cam? It's so
Yeah, you
funny.
shouldn't have the
Insurance
dash cam.
fraud. All right.
The worst insurance fraud guy ever.
Fucking amateur hour.
I guess.
Oh my god.
All right. Okay. Simple one. All right.
Simple one, yeah.
All right. I stopped by a gas station today before work, and after I pulled into a parking spot and got out of my car, these two old dudes, like 60s, 70s, got out of their car and claimed I, quote, slammed into their car, then pointed at a giant scrape on my front bumper.
Your
then
butt
pointed to
frumper?
butt frumper, yeah.
Yeah.
Then pointed at a giant scrape on my front bumper that I got in another accident. I noticed dude had a huge dent that was obviously already there, and when I pointed out the damage on both cars was obviously already there, He claimed, yeah, but you made my dent worse. And
Okay.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, the dent was worse.
At this point, I thought maybe he was joking, and it seemed so ridiculous because I was 99% sure I didn't hit him. He started guilting me, saying stuff like, well, if it was an expensive car, you'd have a problem. I can try to be nice. I just want you to know what you did was wrong. Before his friend started saying stuff like, you should at least slide him $20. It's the right thing.
Okay, yeah, you're obviously scammers. That's
I love it when old people scam.
My suggestion for you to not pay out these old people, just push both of them. It'll take like 20 seconds for them to push their life alert button. It'll probably take like 7 minutes for the hospital to get there. By the time you'll be like pushing like, different interstate lines already, not the asshole. $20? Go get you a freaking soda and a meal or something like that.
Instead of having a neck brace in the car, you got to have the duffel bag with all your supplies ready at any moment when you need to cross the border.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't give him $20. Push him over.
Push him over. Like
I mean, to be fair,
they lived a fair life already.
Again.
Exactly.
No. They definitely will. I love old people.
It's a joke, by the way.
No, I know. I love it when old
Reddit
people.
On Wiki are not APWSTR Productions views.
They're not endorsing elder
only
abuse.
my views.
The views are John are also not Reddit On Wikis.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
I love it when old people do crime so much. I love it when they turn to
slow
crime.
motion.
It's like, what's up with you? Why do you think you can get away with this? What happened in your earlier years? Were you always this much of a guy? Were you slipping Jimmy as a young guy?
Slipping Jimmy.
Yeah. Like, what is happening? Why are you doing this? It's my favorite thing. But I will say old people genuinely, once again, going back to my lawyer working in a law office, the amount of times that people have called up and they've been like, I got fender bendered. And then you have to be like, okay, did you go to the hospital? No, I don't feel any pain. Okay.
You got $20 over there.
Yeah, slide me $20.
Did you get hurt at all? Is the car hurt or is the car damaged? Is that why you want to sue them? And they're like, no, my car's fine.
Hey, to be fair, $20 back when they were in their youth, that probably could have bought them a college education.
Probably
you know
$1 million. Yeah.
Bought my house.
But they do it just for the love of the game. They're like, yeah, I got hit.
They're just like, I'm bored.
I'm bored and I want to sue somebody. That's what I want to do.
Hey, players play, right?
It's
Hell yeah.
I'm going to galaxy brain this, Josh, because you wanted to make it a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, do it. Go.
I'm thinking the accident OP was originally in was maybe that guy from like a week before.
Oh, there we
tracked him down and found him and was like, you know what? For all my hard work.
I'm going to hunt you down.
Stay down, old
Wick,
man.
But no, it's not really.
Instead of a puppy dying.
It's a dent in your car.
It's a dent in your car that got a little bit worse.
Equally upsetting things to happen.
No. No, not at all.
He killed 20 guys just to find you.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Okay,
How dare
all right.
you do that?
It's hard.
$20 is really funny.
$20.
That really means, and it's one of my favorite things too with car accidents, is money equals what we all know what actually happened. $20 means that the accident did not happen.
Yeah.
If it was $500, it did happen.
I'm more inclined to believe it at that point. Like,
yeah,
at least then it's like, okay, he's actually looking for like damages. Whereas so $20 is just very clearly a shakedown.
Yeah, it's so obviously like, we need to buy cigarettes today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say we're only like a third of the way through this post.
Oh my God.
John, why do you do this to me?
You had me committing elderly crimes in this story?
You got John canceled because he's endorsing elder abuse.
I believe in simple stories. I don't know why we're all complaining here.
What do you mean simple?
John's vision still might play out. We're not done yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See,
you just let all that happen. That's.
I'm good at it, but I love my job. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All right.
Holy crap.
All right, so you should at least slide him $20. It's the right thing. Awesome. I feel like I was being scammed, so I said, have a good day, and went inside the store. After about a minute, the friend came in and started harassing me in line, saying, you should give him the $20. It's the least you could do. I ignored him and walked up to the cashier. The cashier asked if I needed anything, and the dude said, maybe the footage, she just slammed into our car. I felt the whole car rattle. The cashier asked if it was true, and I said, no, he's claiming old damage just happened when it didn't.
He is old damage.
Yes.
Old damage. That was what they used to call me.
That's the name of the script that this is actually based off of, yeah.
Old damage. Yeah.
The cashier asked if it was true, and I said, no, he's claiming old damage just happened when it didn't. The dude then said, well, you should just give us the $20 or we'll sue you. I said, okay, go ahead and sue me. To which he said something under his breath about calling the cops and just walked away and waited by their car. They didn't bother me when I left. The part that makes me feel like I could be an asshole is the possibility that maybe I actually did scrape his car, and because I instantly felt like I was being fucked with, I didn't really take it seriously, which would have been a huge dick move if I somehow did hit his car. But I feel like I would have definitely noticed if I indeed slammed into it so hard it rattled. The car was also a shitbox 90s sedan that was covered in dents and rust and had no grill. If he had wanted to genuinely look at the footage or go... Sorry, I just stared at Sarah laughing. Sorry.
They've been ramming this car into people's cars for $20. They don't know they can ask for more money, dude. That's funny as hell. Okay.
That's so
Sorry. The car was also a shitbox 90s sedan that was covered in dents and rust and had no grill. If he had wanted to generally look at the footage or go through my insurance, we could have talked it out, but the instant guilting and leaving without asking for the footage or my name or anything makes me feel like they were definitely scammers.
Yeah.
Did I avoid getting scammed, or am I an asshole who hit and ran two seniors?
I don't like how OP gaslit herself midway through that.
To be fair, she was gaslit by someone else in the first place.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so,
that's
like
true.
the seeds of doubt were already planted by the time we got to self-gaslighting.
That's
Yeah.
true.
To be fair, I felt... How old is OP?
No idea.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. Honestly, I felt that way as a woman. Sometimes you're around and old men will just yell at you. And then you have to be like, am I? Wait, am I? Am I? Wait, hold on. Wait. Which is why I think the Am I the Asshole subreddit exists. And why most of the time it's like, am I the worst when I'm literally a perfect human being, or
doing the right thing?
yeah, I don't think I did anything wrong, and then it explains like literally the actions of a devil, a horrible human being. Yeah. So I've been there before. Like one time I got
stand still, stands. Push down,
push down the old people.
I'm just keeping you guys on your toes. That's all that was. Don't worry. Yeah.
Get them off of their toes. That's what you
Get
do.
them off of their toes, onto their ass.
When he was like harassing her in the store and he was like, show the footage, I would have been like, all right, roll it. Like, let's get the footage.
That's a great idea.
Like, you know what a
Hell
VHS is, right? Like, you should know what that is.
I actually don't know if I hit you or not. Let's do it. Yeah. Why
Yeah,
not?
the VHS was invented when you were in your 40s. You know what that is. But at least then you would have been like, okay, like, I know for sure I did not hit this guy.
Yeah.
And now you could maybe call the cops to like, hey, these guys are scamming people outside of this gas station. Here's their description.
$20 for a fender bender in this economy? You're tripping.
Yeah.
I think just a nice flat, like, they probably have a $20 bill on them. That'll be super easy. I feel like that's the mindset that, at least my mindset would be like, they probably have like 5 ones. Let's do $5. Let's go there.
Probably got 5 1.
No, they could have at least asked for like a Venmo or a Cash App.
Yeah,
you know
I was
what I'm
gonna
saying?
say.
It's like, get with the ages,
There's 60,
my guy.
they don't know.
I will say that there's more effective scams, but sorry, Josh, I'll explain a scam in a second, but
You'll explain a scam in a second.
I was just going to say, slap the Venmo over the dent and then just have people
there you go, yeah.
Go by.
Feel sorry for me, ? QR code.
QR code, yeah.
What is it? I used to go to school with someone that worked at a Wawa, which is I don't know if you guys have that where you guys are, but it's the best gas station ever made. I don't want to say that.
It's like a Buc-ee's, but small.
Okay, I was like, Buc-ee's exist.
Like
all
sandwiches.
right, okay. I knew that was going to be a contentious fucking
have one
statement when I
Buc-ee's.
said it.
And it's very big. It's very, there's a lot of people in there.
But yeah, so apparently my person from school, they worked at a Wawa, and apparently this like couple or something was asking people to like help fill their gas by like, what is it? Going to the cash register and paying, and then like as the person left, whoever paid for it, they would pump a little bit of gas and then stop doing the gas and then go get a refund for the gas that didn't get paid. And apparently they were able to do it enough, like 5 or 6 times before someone actually stopped them.
Oh my god!
Which don't do this at home.
No,
but
probably just went to another Wawa.
Disclosure.
If you're planning on scamming at a gas station, there's better, more effective ways to get $20.
Yeah, or you could stab someone.
That's true. You could do harder crimes.
You could mug someone. That is usually how
high
you
risk,
do
low
it.
reward, baby. Let's go. You know,
Yeah,
like the
don't
escalation.
do it. Don't. I'm not endorsing violence. I'm just saying, if you see,
Oh, I was gonna endorse it with you.
John's right behind you.
I'm like, who we doing this to?
If you're gonna rob from people, make sure it's a million or $1 billion company, because then you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just ethical.
God damn it. More things I gotta fucking censor later.
I'll let you figure out where to put the sensors.
Yeah.
he just does a bleep over all the
whole
audio.
conversation.
The entire,
Man, for some reason this hour of audio went missing. I can't believe. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say, good point that the first person in the comments made. The top comment was, you fucking know when you hit a car. Like, even if it's a little bump, like it's super obvious. Like, I think I've gotten one accident, and let me tell you, it was like at 5 miles an hour. This is not, okay, sorry, 2 of them. So, because I was thinking of a different one that happened.
Okay.
That also happened at a gas station. I was just going back, and now there's the dent in my car.
He accidentally backed into a completely new truck. And this was at 3 a.m. At a 7-Eleven, and the guy came out and was talking to me, and he was like, "What are you, his wife or whatever?" And I was like, "No, I'm his girlfriend." And he was like, "Whatever. Is he okay?" Like he like pointed at Josh and was like, "Is he fine?"
Mentally,
like,
no.
I was like, "He's just tired, man. It's 3 a.m. I don't know."
Really goddamn. Yeah, all the times I've gotten into like fender benders like that have been like 3 o'clock. Like the other time was like I was leaving Universal working the fucking pretzel cart, and at a fucking railroad stop right afterwards, I just lightly bumped this guy's car. Yeah, because I literally.
If there's one thing you're gonna beep in this episode, I think it should be that.
It should be that. It should be that.
My crimes are
Admitting
okay.
it.
It's everyone else's crimes that are bad.
You should stab people and commit elder abuse.
Stab. Life alert.
Yeah.
I've only been in 2 accidents, and they were on the wildly different sides of the spectrum. One, it was like similar to yours. A guy just backed into me in a drive-through, and I was like, "Okay, like, what are we doing?"
Yeah,
it was not 3 a.m. It was like 9 in the morning, so he had less of an excuse.
Paying attention, yeah.
And then the other one was going like 110 kilometers. Kilometers.
Kilometers. Okay. All right. Christ.
Not freedom units. I was scared there for a little bit.
Not freedom units.
No. And I hit a deer. That was wildly different.
Shit.
That fucks you up.
That's traumatizing. Yeah.
So, that's absolutely not Jesus.
Damn.
Same summer though. So I got my car back, and then that the guy backs into me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
God damn it.
I need a new car. This is cursed.
Cursed car.
Give me $20.
I'll be looking at that dead deer. I'm like, where my dough
Shouting
at
a dead deer. Give me $20. $20.
That
$20.
dude looks like you got 20 on him.
There we go.
You went $20. I went where my dough at. So like,
where my dough at? That's good too.
We're on the same
wavelength.
God, yeah, I think solved it. I think
solved it.
The high five.
High five.
High five. High fives all around.
Everybody.
Wow.
All around.
We did it.
All right.
We did it.
I don't know what we did. We
solved it.
We solved it. God
pushed
damn it.
over some old people. I think
we
that's
did.
What
We
should have done that.
And then also,
that's what we're condoning. You know.
Oh,
yeah.
Bleep that, Josh.
You got it. All right.
Please don't.
I'm getting mixed signals over here, guys. You guys got to come together and come up with a fucking decision.
Wife, 2+ hours of alarms are pushing me to my breaking point.
Holy shit.
This is me. This is me. I have one alarm. That's it.
Yeah.
I somehow I knew this would resonate with you guys. I don't know why.
2 hours of alarms would be absolute.
That's a little too long.
That is my
Josh
hell.
he's very like, he will deal with a lot of my bullshit. So
2 max, I think. That's like
Oh,
2 max alarms.
my wife has
you
like
know-
8 to 10. It
8 to
drives
10.
me nuts.
I to defend them though, I will say I 100% understand because I have severe like anxiety of like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep through this alarm. I know it, and it's just like part of the system of like, yeah, if I make 2 alarms at least, I think one of them will work.
That's fair.
But I
yeah.
also stop at 2 alarms. I feel like maybe going a little bit more is wild, but yeah.
It won't
That's
surprise anyone
uh,
that I agree with Josh and John from Reddit
Nice.
On Wiki because I have to deal with the man with 2 alarms.
See, at least your anxiety does that. My anxiety just wakes my whole body up Undertaker style, 4:30 in the morning. It was like, I'm ready to get my day going. Oh my God.
What's happening?
I'm late for my appointment at 8:30.
I'm like, I
That's
slept
so real.
in 6 a.m. Oh my God, my day's ruined.
My days. I had a nightmare last night about missing a collab and somebody, the previous collab that we did today, messaging me and being like, "Can't believe you guys dicked me around." And it's crazy because he's such a nice guy. He would never say that. And
No,
I
that was
like,
us, Sarah. We sent you that.
You did.
Wow.
You did
Did.
message us.
Yeah,
that
we
is
are the
shocking.
assholes.
Keeping that for later. Yep.
Spilling the tea on Reddit on Wiki. Okay. Me, female 32, and my wife, female 30, have very different work schedules. She works a normal 8 to 5, while I don't start my shifts until 12:30 or 1:30 most days. I've woken up around 6 a.m. every weekday because she sets alarms starting then and they run until after 8. She usually doesn't get to work until 8:30 or 9. Even though she's supposed to start at 8, her boss doesn't care as long as she gets there, plus she's very good at her job. Throughout our 9-year relationship, I've genuinely considered breaking up because of this. Maybe that's crazy, but it's the lack of consideration that is just mind-boggling. Like, she needs the system to wake up, so it's just too bad that it's awful for me. It's not just one alarm that's snoozed either. It's multiple alarms. So one at 6, one at 6:15, at 6:20, at 6:30, etc. through 8:20.
Damn.
That is a little too much.
Like 20 alarms. I'm bad at math, but
I think it's 12 or something like that or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
12, 20. It's pretty close.
There's a T in there somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If
A
it was
2.
19, I don't think it would change my opinion of
No.
it, if I'm honest.
I don't
Yeah.
think so either.
They don't even wake her up. They just wake me up, and I have to tell her every time that her alarm is going off. We're both night owls, but she stays up later than I do despite working earlier. I have a sleep disorder, suffer from frequent nightmares resulting in poor sleep, and am a light sleeper. She's a heavy sleeper, so I'm woken up and then bothered roughly every 5 to 8 minutes by alarms due to the combo of snoozed ones and new ones going off. Usually I end up being the one to finally get her to wake up. It's been years of this, and I just can't do it anymore. I've talked with her about it, and she just says that it's hard for her to wake up, and it's not like I have to be up until later, as if my poor sleep doesn't affect me the rest of my day.
Ooh.
I've considered sleeping in a different room, but that upsets her, and frankly, I don't think I should have to move bedrooms to get better sleep. I doubt she'd wear a smartwatch, so I don't think a vibrating alarm will work. Moving her alarm across the room won't do anything, as the alarms don't even wake her up, only me. Please offer some advice. Too long didn't read. My wife has multiple alarms that go off from 6 to 8:20-ish a.m., which she snoozes until I finally get her to wake up. It's ruining my sleep schedule and makes mornings a nightmare.
Ooh, I'm definitely going not the asshole in this
Yeah.
scenario.
I think
And
Is
it's like
Is it
there's
an asshole
no,
question?
I don't know, but
it's
there's
just
like
relationships. They're asking for advice.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
There's like no respect from the partner when you've communicated, and it's been ongoing for 9 years. And with the communication, and you were trying to find out different solutions, trying to sleep in another room, and then she's getting upset about it. Well, it's like, dude,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
That's
thing.
not okay.
You're
Yeah.
ruining my sleep. And as for someone who has sleep problems, and I can't sleep for shit, it's okay for me. Like the way my wife's thing is set up is because I'm always awake before her anyway, so it doesn't bother me. I'm already awake.
True.
But for someone who has like a different shift, that's like sleep is a big part of like people's day. If you don't get adequate sleep, it'll mess you up for the rest of your time.
No,
So
it does. Yeah.
this is, breakup worthy if that's something that they want to go with, especially it's just the lack of, it's just the lack of overall care for your partner. So this shit sucks.
Yeah, because for me, it's like it sounds like she's staying up later than you, which is like that's probably the reason why she's sleeping through her alarm clocks. You know what I mean? Like I used to do that in college. You stay up late, sleep in, And it was like, oh, I just like sleeping in. It's like, no, I stayed up till 2 a.m. every night. And so it's just like, yeah, I'm obviously going to sleep until, 10 because that's an 8-hour sleep cycle. So she's not only is she ruining your sleep cycle, she's ruining her own. So yeah, the lack of care towards you as a partner is giving me red flags.
Big time, yeah.
And like for anyone else, my wife bought one of those ones that does like the sunrise, like it lights up slowly.
Oh yeah.
Which does work very well for her. It's a calmer way to wake up. So if anyone has trouble waking up, especially up here in Canada in the dent of winter when it's dark until 9 a.m.
My wife's alarm clock is like the fight scene from The Witcher, so I'm ready to like square up every single time.
What the hell's happening?
That's awesome.
I will say, what am I thinking? Fucking, sorry, just thinking of those the Nintendo alarm.
I was just gonna say the Nintendo alarm. Yeah,
that's what you really need to wake up. Actually, is Nintendo branded merchandise that's $700 or some shit like that.
And then if you don't wake up in time, Bowser comes out and roars at you
and just fucking kills you. Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about it because then your wife's gone.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Problem solved.
I will say, because
Kill your wife, says Reddit on Wiki. No, I'm joking.
What is it? Because the obvious, like, because you guys have been talking about it like forever. Like, this main solution I feel like is if you're getting up at whatever time and you're gonna wake up at the same time, you just wake her up and turn those fucking alarms off. Just like nudge a little bit, like, hey, get the fuck up.
Hey, well, I mean, yeah, but that's what they've been doing, and that's the issue. Is she doesn't want to wake up.
And then just think about it, like your early 30s. This is going on for another 30 years, probably.
Yeah.
Is
that something you want to live through? Like,
that is a hell.
Maybe there could be a petty revenge situation going on here. Yeah. What if one time you wake up that one time, turn off every single alarm, and if they don't wake up and they're late to work, oopsie, that's on you.
I'm glad I brought this up because I was like, there is a petty revenge. I don't know what it is. And I'm glad that I genuinely thought that while I was reading this. I was like, there's a way to, what's the chaotic answer to this?
Or unselect every alarm except for the 8 o'clock one. And there's see if that one works. Because
maybe it does.
I mean, I can't imagine, even as someone, if I had trouble waking up, like how would 15-minute alarms help me wake up over a 2-hour period? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going back to sleep every time. I don't know. I
really am not a morning person. Like, I've had jobs where I've had to wake up at like 6 in the morning because it starts at like 7:30 and I have to get ready and all that stuff. And that's for working from home too. Like, I can't. It takes me an hour and a half just to get ready, and and I don't wear makeup or anything, so I'm just like, But it takes me a long time. But yeah, that multiple alarms has never worked for me. Even I've never tried the putting your alarm on the other side of the bed or something, or on the other side of the room. But even then, if that's the case, that wouldn't do it. I think it's the top comment gives good advice, and it's like, if she's not going to, I'm just gonna read it. If she's not bothered by making you sleep deprived for years, you should not be bothered by how she feels about you sleeping in another room. If it were me, I'd sleep in another room until she agrees to use a wearable vibrating alarm. Sleep is essential and affects your energy and mood for the rest of your day. It would be very disconcerting to me if my partner weren't willing to work with me on something like this, which I agree. I've worked at jobs where I feel like I talk about my past jobs this episode. What the fuck? I've always done night shift because I'm not a morning person. People really don't give a damn about people working night shift. Like, I've had people like, why are you sleeping all the time? You're lazy. You're not doing this. But it fucks you up even just being at those hours.
I think it's like the risk of like earlier and earlier death as a night shift worker is like super increased. And it's mostly because of sleep deprivation. So it's not a thing that you want to mess with.
No.
Sure. Yeah.
It can cause psychosis if you stay up too late. Like, yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. The wife's lack of care is alarming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, solution to this, I just thought of it.
I got your phone. We're not going to gloss over this.
It's okay. Hold on. Solution to this that will 100% work. You get 2 twin beds, you put them together, and then you get one of those IKEA soundboard. Like I don't know if you guys have seen it. And you just
soundproof your bed.
Yeah, and then you just like you make a contraption that at whenever time you want to go to sleep, you just do that. Just bring it up a little bit like it's a garage door.
Wait,
Josh's answer.
I have a question. I wonder, can the wife wear some sort of like headphones or earphones in their sleep? Will the alarm only work on the earphone, or will it still ring? That's a genuine question.
I
think because I've had it before too. I think it goes on both, like your speaker, and I think there might be a way to disable it from doing it on just the phone speaker and just have it be in the headphones. But I've seen it happen on both of them at the same time.
I know when I had if it's an iPhone, then I think it does go just to your headphones because I've had that happen.
Really? Okay.
But if it's Android, I think you can change the setting.
Okay.
Because I usually fall asleep with my headphones like in listening to something, and then my alarm always will still go off like on the stand because they fall at my ears at night.
No,
that makes sense.
Or get your wife one of those SpongeBob alarms, you know, when it's just like a big giant trumpet, it go.
Yeah. Get your wife the alarm from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And just aim it about this close to her face.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Or you just get a horn, a real horn. Wake her up with a horn.
There you go.
Learn trumpet.
Learn trumpet. Yeah. Don't. Learn
get a
trumpet.
pet chicken.
Okay.
A rooster. Yeah. Yeah.
Rooster. Oh, there you go. Rooster is the word for it.
Just get a pet chicken for free eggs.
Yeah.
Just
there you
cause.
go.
Yeah.
Solved it?
Solved it.
I think we solved it.
Sure. I'm not sure. Take one of those advice.
Take one of them. Yeah. One of them will work.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably. I don't know. Not liable to any decision you make.
It's
on
really
the show.
cool that we solve every issue.
It is great,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah.
I like that. It's celebrating.
Yeah, we got to celebrate our successes. You know, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Of solving every problem on this planet.
The comments. You guys are idiots.
Yeah.
When did we say we weren't?
Delete.
Delete.
We solved it in our mind.
Delete.
Maybe not in real life. Okay, guys?
All right. Okay. I think this one's also simple.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, is it Joshua? Is it simple?
Let's interrupt him halfway through and then go on a tangent and then see if it's simple.
All right. Am I the asshole for booking my son an eye exam just to settle an argument?
No,
I'm throwing softballs, guys. I don't know what everyone's looking like.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's very Northern Lion coded to me for some reason. I don't know why.
Sure, actually.
I guess we gotta see how the story goes then, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. I, 40-year-old man, have booked my son, let's say less than 10, a meeting with an eye doctor to settle an argument. Some context. My mother-in-law was once an eye nurse. She worked in the industry for ages, and I'm sure for everyone else other than family, her opinion would be valid. However, she is also stubborn, a liar, and one of those people who is never, quote, wrong.
Oh.
So off to the mall eye place I go and get his eyes tested. They come back with a negative 1.6. They did multiple tests, drops, scans, etc. And a few weeks later, boom, he has glasses. Fast forward a few more weeks, and almost everything the mother-in-law takes the kids, she sneakily. Oh, hold on, sorry. Fast forward a few more weeks, and almost everything the mother-in-law takes the kids, she sneakily ensures my son doesn't have his glasses.
Okay, say that again.
All right.
I think Josh needs glasses.
Yeah.
This person that wrote it needs glasses. Hold on a minute.
Glasses, yeah.
Josh infuriatingly has 20/20 vision, and it pisses me off.
Can't relate.
Nah, me neither.
Same.
Fucking built different. Fast forward a few more weeks, and almost everything the mother-in-law does, she will sneakily ensure my son doesn't have his glasses.
Okay.
She has even said on a few occasions, "Oh, you don't need those." What makes this worse is that it bleeds over to my partner. She has started getting, quote, relaxed with my son's glasses, and on occasions have taken him out some mornings without his glasses. I can't help but shake the feeling that the mother-in-law and on some level my partner are hurt that I just acted and got him glasses. For some more context, my other son also has had glasses and has worn them for ages, so as soon as the other son's diagnosis came in, I just acted as if it was no big deal. So here I find myself in the position that I want to sit down with my partner and have an independent eye doctor and get their view if all this glasses or on glasses off things are hurting his eyes or not. Thoughts? Just some added context. Negative 1.5 means he's short-sighted and therefore can't see his writing, but stuff on the board can be fuzzy. Also for more context, I wore glasses my whole life and ended up with a negative 7.4 in both eyes before I got them lasered. My oldest also has glasses with a negative 3.4 in both eyes. Update. Apparently this was in the original post. I realize my language term of boomer is causing some people harm. I apologize and will amend.
Push all of them.
Push all of them down on the ground.
Holy.
I'm going to say that from now on the show. Push all old people down.
I like that people read that and they were like, I can't believe you said the B slur. Like, that's crazy.
The B slur.
I feel like there's a solution to this. Both of you and your partners sit your kid down and say, hey, do you see better with the glasses on and off when you're reading? Yes or no? Then you can have your confirmation right there and then.
Yeah, like I mean, you took him to the doctor and they gave him they probably gave him an eye exam.
Literally.
Other professionals have probably been like, no, yeah, this kid is fucking blind and needs fucking glasses. Give him fucking
those
glasses.
fucking eye doctors are trying to scam me out of $20.
Do you see the results, you dumb bitch?
Yeah. Like, you don't know what you're fucking talking about. You're just messing with shit for no reason. God.
Yeah. This is insane to me. Like it's bordering like child neglect because your kid needs that to clearly pay attention in school, like all that kind of things, and it can lead to like long-term effects if they're not using them. They could fall behind in school.
Yeah, it can
and so
really damage your eyes too. Like I used to strain in class, and it was not good.
Yeah, I do that now. I haven't gone to. I still have to go to the doctors.
You gotta go.
I will have to wear glasses, Josh. I'm sorry. I'll betray the cause.
God damn it!
Wow.
All the fucking Joshes besides me are gonna have glasses. That's bullshit. I'm gonna get those fake ones with nothing in them just to steal some valor. You know,
just go outside one time, stare at the sun for like 10 seconds. Y'all about to be in the same boat, so all the Joshes gonna wear glasses. You be all right.
His eyes are just fried. We're the same, you and I. But yeah, I mean, so I think John's solution is also pretty easy and saves you going to the doctors because I think your kid would be like, yeah, I obviously see better with the glasses.
Yeah.
They're old enough to
How old was the kid?
Their thoughts.
Less than 10 was the youngest, and then no age given for the oldest, I think.
I love the way you said that too. It's like, let's say less than 10. Like it felt,
you're not gonna fucking find out who I am,
like,
motherfuckers.
Yeah, an Italian. Let's just
He's
say
a 2-year-old.
they're less than 10. That's I don't know. Yeah, he's a 2-year-old and he's baby glass. Oh my god, that's funny as hell. But the other thing too that sucks about this is, what if the kid is like self-conscious about wearing glasses, and then some people are in his family, they're like, no, don't put that on, you're a loser, don't do that, you're gonna look like a loser.
I hate how you look with those on, kid.
Yeah, and it's like, no, man. There's a weird identity thing with glasses too. Like I used to not, like, I would leave my glasses everywhere and people would get really pissed at me because I was doing music, so I couldn't read the music.
Right.
And people would yell at me, and I'd be like, I don't know, I just left it somewhere. And it took me a long time for me to be like, oh, if I'm not wearing my glasses, it's actually, I feel naked. Like I feel like it's a part of my identity now.
Right.
Like now I wear them in the shower.
Damn.
On accident.
For real? It's like, man,
why is everything so clear in here?
This water's a little clear today.
Yeah,
this is
really
HD.
Damn.
I can read
the shower's like a
today.
fireworks show.
Just fucking reading like the bottles of shampoo. Like, oh, what is this?
Like
phosphate crap in here.
You're hallucinating.
Vitamin E. I thought you ingest that.
Yeah. I thought you thought I was drinking shampoo in the shower.
Josh and I don't know how glasses people work. So.
I don't know what the fucking glasses people do. All right.
Drinking soap.
I'm trying to decide if we do another one because we got 10 minutes. What do you guys?
Go ahead. Yeah, go
Yeah?
ahead. I
Go
got
ahead.
more.
One more. Okay, but we solved that one.
We did
Solved
solve
it.
that. Hell yeah, solved it.
Did we even give our answer to that?
Not the asshole.
Oh, not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Oh, fuck. We have a job to do.
Yeah,
God
I
damn
forgot.
it.
This is how like we've given up on Reddit stories so much that we don't even give the ratings at the end of them anymore.
That's fair.
We tricked you guys.
We
This is
just
a
yap.
regular podcast.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We got 3 more hours to go. Let's get it.
Okay, this is from the subreddit r/1-800-drama, which I just found today.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. Am I the drama for expressing my vegan beliefs on a date?
Unprompted?
I don't. Well, we'll see. I feel
Potential.
bad because I (parentheses vegan guy) end parentheses went on a first date with a non-vegan guy, and I feel pressured into paying, which I would have been completely comfortable with if they had not been eating meat. I expressed this politely to the person I was dating after paying, as I didn't want this to become a regular thing, and that I was comfortable paying for my own food in the future, and obviously didn't want him to pay for me (parentheses just to make it fair) end parentheses. And I also said I'd be comfortable to pay for any vegan food he got in the future, either drinks, sides, or if he decided to eat vegan. He got really angry and told me I was prioritizing my ideology over the date, and that I was being overly pushy, and that he doesn't want to see me again. We were supposed to go out to an art gallery after lunch, but he just left me. I feel like he might be right, though. Maybe it was rude to express this, and I should expect to pay for food when I'm on a date regardless of what they eat. I also feel guilty because I don't want to pay for animals to be hurt either, and I feel like I'm compromising my morals by paying for it. I also have really bad social anxiety, ADHD, which makes me overthink everything, and I've never been walked out on a date in public. I just feel incredibly embarrassed, anxious, and hurt by this whole situation, and wish I could have avoided it.
I mean, good riddance.
Yeah.
First of all, no one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I haven't been in a first date forever. I don't know what that scene is like any longer, but I think first dates should be kind of split. It's not.
No,
'cause
I
I think
agree,
going
yeah.
Dutch is always a good option.
And there,
Yeah.
there should never feel that pressure, especially like you're meeting someone for the first time, possibly.
Yeah.
And that's like someone saying that, hey, I'm allergic to shellfish, but I'm going to all of a sudden eat shellfish just so I can make you feel comfortable. Like, bro, like that, they're vegan. And they're obviously like, hey, that's not something that I'm not that's not something that I want to partake in. And I don't think they said it in a very condescending or like, crazy way. It's
not
just
at
like,
all.
hey, I'm just sorry. I'm not going to eat meat.
I'll pay for my food. You pay for your food.
And I
feel
think that's like
fair.
a reasonable, fair thing. And for that other person to like act that way, you don't want to go on a second date with this person.
Yeah, they kind of proven that they're kind of a shitty person.
For
Because I will
real.
say also, yeah, because it's a moral, moral/ideological thing.
Yeah.
Like it's not, because like I can understand that, like honestly, like because in my heart I know 100%. Yeah, maybe being vegans is the better option of all the diets.
Yeah.
But then I'm also like, I don't have
Cheese.
the fucking money for that. Yeah, cheese though. Yeah,
Cheese, man.
vegetarian, small steps, you know.
Yeah,
But
true.
yeah, no, I think it's also it's everyone I know this is missing the forest for the trees a little bit, but it's the first fucking date. Like split it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Well, let
my
me one up you there. This is my galaxy brain shit.
Oh.
He doesn't want to go to the art gallery. That's what I think.
Oh.
He's like, that shit is boring.
That shit's for fucking
Fuck you
nerds.
for being vegan.
he
I'm
wanted
out
to,
of here. I'm
he
gonna go
wanted
push
free
over some
food.
old people.
and then to dip out before the art gallery. I understand.
Yeah.
It's a good call. Good call. I could see that.
I think it's good to self-sabotage. Yeah, in that regard. Yeah.
My go-to with first dates is always like coffee. Coffee's a good
Yeah.
first date because it's like at the max. Even if you are splitting, it's like, $10 tops. And
Real.
if it's good, you can keep it going, get another coffee, go for a walk with your coffee. Like it's more dynamic and like you're not locked into a dinner
Yeah.
if you don't.
Coffee is a classic one. Yeah. But
Yeah.
also like, what if the other person was like, oh, almond milk and just like pours the coffee into the
Pouring it on.
Like, actually, that's worse somehow.
Yeah.
You're gonna get like injuries, and then you can sue. And then now we
yeah,
can
you
really
know,
sue.
then you get $20.
There
Go
you
on a
go.
coffee
Money.
date, push old people in the park afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
it's a whole vibe.
That is the name of this episode now. Pushing old people over.
with Reddit on
God
Wiki.
damn it.
And then set an alarm like 20 minutes later and push
Yeah.
another old person.
Exactly.
Wow.
And ask them for $20.
All coming together.
While wearing
Yeah.
glasses, right? Or
Wow.
one of you is not wearing glasses. That's
Yeah.
the theme of the episode.
Yeah, there we
That's the
Making-
worst part is the person that's throwing the almond milk for sure doesn't have glasses.
No.
Pour coffee on old
Vegan
people,
four
push them
eyes.
over, take their glass. Ask for $20.
That's for $20. Yeah, there we go.
But yeah,
But,
I mean,
yeah.
ultimately, like the end of the day, if that person didn't agree with you, they could have just paid for their meal and been like, "Hey, I don't think this is gonna work out," and been polite about it rather than a dick.
Yeah.
So,
Also,
you're not-
also mind frame wise, think about it this way, OP. You're not going to have to argue or fight where the next date's going to be because now, that person obviously doesn't have the same ideologies as you. That's going to be a clash forever if you decide to move forward with this person.
That is true.
Yeah.
Or even it's like, because I don't think every, I mean, that's not what you said. I'm not trying to say that you said that vegans only have to date vegans.
No.
Say it.
John said
it.
that.
No.
Stay in your fucking lane.
At least they're not tolerant, which
for
which
sure.
sucks. And you're right. This is gonna constantly be a clash.
Yeah.
Wow,
He's gotta
I
have
had
someone
a
who's
point.
understanding about it. You know what I mean? Like that's it. Because it's fucking food, man. Just let people eat what they want if they're not hurting other people.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
Well, my thing was like, I would love to go to an art gallery. Are you kidding me?
Art
I
galleries
kind
are
of lost.
fun.
Lost out. That shit's fun.
I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
what is that? Is that a titty in there? I can't tell.
is that why you go to the art gallery? Because like, man, maybe they got a painting with a titty in there
what I'm
tonight.
talking
Let's
about?
fucking
It reminds me
go.
of like HBO
John,
free trials back in the 90s. And I'm like, that's a titty.
John, let me introduce you to this thing called the internet. It's gonna blow your
Nah,
mind.
dude.
I am an
Salvador
expert.
Dali Museum. Maybe there was one that they finally found.
It's my art style. No, pointillism. It's point tittylism is what I'm
Point
fucking
tiddly. Tiddly. Oh my God. I can't talk. Going to a Jackson Pollock and then being like, what the fuck? There's no titties here.
No titty.
And then you gotta walk by and be like, "You're just not
Some
looking hard
shitty
enough," and then
art.
just walk away.
John walks up with his arms behind his back. You gotta squint your eyes and tilt a little.
Yeah.
Take
How
your
does it
glasses
make you
off.
feel? A little bricked up, honestly.
Getting bricked up at the art gallery, man.
Yeah. That's our advice.
Damn.
I don't know. Oh.
I want to live John's life.
Oh,
Pushing
it's
over old
fun.
people. That's awesome, man.
Got
Shit.
corgis,
Yeah.
high quality water. He lives a life. He lives
I
a good
do.
life.
does.
I live a bougie life.
Do you guys still have fluoride in your water, or are you guys also losing your fluoride in
We're
the water?
losing all our fluoride, apparently.
I don't know. All my water in my house is filtered, so I can't tell.
Fair enough. We got our great and powerful leader, Ron DeSantis, was like, "Hell yeah, no fluoride.
No
Fuck them
fluoride
kids."
anymore. We
Jokes
got
on them. I've been pouring
inject the
fluoride down there the whole time.
See, they're about
Got
to be
barrel
like
after
30-year-olds with like 67-year-old teeth, just all gums, baby.
Me too. Me right now. Yeah.
Damn.
I had something I was gonna say about this one that I totally forgot.
I'm sorry. I
Fuck
started
it.
talking about weird art.
Yeah, we lost the plot.
I started
somewhere.
saying some crazy
Probably
things.
better than
now.
anything I was gonna say.
Not the drama, I guess. 1-800. Not
Oh,
no
Not the
drama here.
Not the drama. A, but B. I agree with you, Josh, about the coffee thing. But I don't know if this is like a young person thing. Also, Josh and I's first date was coffee because I was a serial dater and I was constantly taking people to the same coffee place. And one of my first dates with a guy, he was like, "Coffee date? I've never done a coffee date before." And I was like, "Really? I feel like it's quite common." He's like, "I only saw it in the movies." And I think it's a common, like a young person, like people don't be going on coffee dates anymore, which I think is
appreciate you
wild.
calling me young. I love that. This is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Can't
But
relate.
yeah,
really.
I also think it was pretty common because I'm very similar before my wife, like back in college, I like all the dating apps or whatever, and you go on like a first date here and there. And
Mhm.
like after a couple, you're like, all right, like I wanted, like I'm spending I'm a college student. I'm not going on dinners all the time. So like
Right.
a coffee or tea date is like a nice middle ground where you can hang out, get to know each other, see if anything's vibing. And then if things are, you can buy another coffee or whatever. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty common. That guy sounds
so,
weird.
I think that guy was really
I'm
weird.
glad you chose Josh. I'll say it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He made me listen to an entire Kanye album.
I mean, he's built
Not
different,
me,
right?
the other guy. Sorry, hold
Not
on. I just want to make
Josh,
sure.
no.
Yeah, hold on. I just want to make sure. Don't fucking drag me into this
This
shit.
is
Also thought it was Josh for a second. Got
pre-racist.
real concerned.
Pre-Kanye being
Hold on.
I wonder
Of
how
all the
that guy
things
feels
said-
right now too. Actually, now
Of all
that
the
his-
things said,
his
I
goat
think
is
that's
bald.
the one. That's gonna be the thing that gets me canceled. But yeah, no, yeah. I
Bleep
hope that
that.
guy's fucking.
I don't know, Josh. You said that you were gonna pick up cats from a not kill shelter and drop them off at a kill shelter.
Gasp.
That's one
Well,
of
he wanted to
Josh's
test
jokes
your
that he wrote.
morality before.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this is petering out.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
been
I
an
think,
hour.
Yeah, it's been an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
This
thank you
was
guys for
great.
coming on. Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having me.
Appreciate
for
it.
your great opinions.
Thanks for
really
letting
good
us
opinion.
be ourselves
We're
because
gonna high five that last one.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
high
solved
five.
it.
Yeah,
Oh my
we
God.
solved
Drama.
Yeah,
I'll-
go look at titties at the art gallery. That was our.
and
That's
knock
always the
people
vibe,
over.
people. Come on now.
Yeah. But yeah, promote yourselves, guys. Tell us where we can go watch it. Our audience probably already watches you guys, but let them know anyway, just in case.
John,
Shall I
it
take this,
away.
Josh? All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you can find Reddit on Wiki wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We're also on YouTube. Reddit on Wiki is mostly our handles on TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram, and those are only two that we kind of use. But we have new episodes every Monday and Friday. Mondays are more of just like all over Reddit. Meanwhile, our Friday episodes strictly focus on Am I the Asshole stories. And sometimes you can catch us live on YouTube on Wednesdays as well.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So when you're done this 4-hour episode, you can go
Yeah.
check out that.
Yes.
Or more like
Check
when you
out
skip
our
to the
collab
Reddits.
episode. How about
Yes.
that?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
there you
Check
go.
out our
Yeah.
collab.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, one of the highest, like,
Really?
highly commented and highly engaged, and they all loved you.
Nice.
We loved
Wow.
you guys there.
Aw.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We
Yeah,
love you guys
having you guys
too.
on here. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a real pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't tell the other Reddit podcasts you're a favorite.
Oh, we'll tell
I'm
them.
going right to them.
We're clipping
tell
the
'em.
crap out of this. I was like, hey, did you ever collab with Sarah and Josh? We were talking about pushing old people. Did you
Yeah, we
guys
were
talk
talking
about
about
pushing
pushing-
old people? I don't think so.
You guys aren't cool enough to push old people down.
You guys were like, we shouldn't have that in a podcast.
yeah.
Oh, it's a crime.
Ooh.
Fucking losers.
You know?
Give us $20. How about that?
Give us $20 right now. Oh, dude. Yeah. But this is great. This is a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so
Blessed.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And now back to Josh and Sarah at the studio set.
Oh no. A worse show. Coming soon.
Thanks again to Reddit on Wiki for
Thank you.
coming on the show.
It was really
That was
fun.
fun. Yeah,
That
that was a
was a
good
fun
hour.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We
Yeah.
still have, because there's no end to our suffering.
Yeah.
We did not want them to stick around for 10 hours.
Yes.
We have 5 more Reddit stories, and I'll be starting us off tonight.
Yeah. Because you have 3 and I have 2.
Fuckers. Ridiculous. I got to do more work today. Ugh.
Ugh. Who are you,
All
Kathy from the fucking comment? Ack.
Okay.
She's kind of real for that.
She was kind of real for that. Okay, so this one was one of the most popular stories this past week.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
And you were like, I can't ask Reddit on Wiki this one.
I was,
For
because
my
there's
eyes
more
only.
to it that like I selfishly was like, I need a moment to bring up things that I know will get lost in the sauce if we kept on
With
like
4 people.
4 people and
It
like
is
interrupting. It
sometimes hard to make. I feel like with Reddit on Wiki, they're the best. And we talked about it in the beginning of the podcast.
was yeah.
But we have the best flow, I think. with
I
Reddit on Wiki.
100% agree. Yeah.
But yeah,
I also
it
wonder if
just
that's just us getting better at collabing, but who knows? Yeah.
could be that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard with more than 2 hosts because we already
Yeah.
interrupt each other all the time.
Oh, for sure.
So
Yeah.
I get it. What you mean?
But yeah, so that's the reason why this one I saved.
Yeah.
And also because when it's TikTok, I can say it was all me.
It was all me that did it.
Okay, so this one's in poo mode.
All right.
And this is the first time I've seen a mod make a comment very specifically about poo mode and also AI.
Okay.
So that's why I want to bring this one up.
All right. Yeah.
Am I the asshole for making my sister's gender reveal cake gray because she wouldn't tell me the gender?
Okay.
I, 22 male, bake as a hobby, and I'm actually pretty good at it. Like I get paid under the table for weddings and baby showers, kind of good. My sister is pregnant and wanted me to make the cake for her gender reveal. Cool, no problem. I asked her to send me the info so I could prep the inside's classic pink or blue filling.
Mm-hmm.
She says, oh no, I want to be surprised too. Just make it neutral for the reveal and we'll all find out together. I was like, huh? So you want a gender reveal cake with no gender revealed? She said she'll have someone email this info to me later. That someone never did. Deadline comes and I still have no gender. So I make the cake. It's gray inside, gray outside, Just full on cement vibes.
It's okay. Why you didn't have to do that?
You could have
That's
just
a
been
little
like,
extra.
no cake. Yeah, you could have been like, hey, I never got the gender. There's just
No cake is crazy.
It would've
I
been
would
wild.
at least want cake. You know what I mean?
go to Publix real quick, be like, can you just write boy? Question mark.
You got blue. Here's your gender reveal cake, boy.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
But no, it's gray is pretty wild. I agree.
Gray's funny.
Full on cement vibes.
Hell yeah.
I even added little fondant clouds as for effects. It still tasted great, but visually grim as hell. Pat myself on the back for how grim as hell it is. Yeah. Sorry. Rock and roll, dude. I made that shit grim.
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy minus Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Grim as hell.
Real grim vibes.
Real grim vibes from this.
The reveal day comes, they cut into it, and my sister looks pissed. Her husband is confused. People start murmuring. Then she pulls me aside like, why would you make it gray? That's so passive aggressive. I calmly reminded her that no one told me the gender. I literally had no data to work with. I told her I wasn't about to guess or go full improv on someone's baby cake.
No data to work with is
No
funny if
data
this
to
is
work-
AI. Because it's like the robot being
I'm
like,
so glad you said that.
I don't have any. I don't have it. Where are the ones and zeros?
Yeah. Don't know.
It's like a robot trying to do stand up. Like, if this is AI, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm gonna be honest. None of this makes any damn sense.
Yeah.
Who the fuck says, "Hey, give me a cake"? I'm not giving you any description about it. Nobody does that.
Yeah.
A robot being like, "Hey, don't you hate it when you gotta bake a cake and you're 17 and female and a human being for real, and you ain't got any data to work on?"
Yeah. I will say, put a pin in that. Yeah. Okay. So, now I go full improv with someone's baby cake. Now my mom says I embarrassed her in front of the family that I, quote, should have tried harder. Tried harder to do what? Summon the gender through vibes? So am I the asshole for making the most neutral reveal cake in history? Edit. I actually did follow up / asked her a couple days before the reveal if the info had been sent, and she said something like, yeah, someone's taking care of it. I figured it was handled. I didn't want to pester her since she seemed chill about it at the time. So, okay, on two things. This is poo mode.
Yeah, right.
And
which, please explain poo mode.
So for those of you who don't know,
people are going to be like, what the fuck is that?
Poo mode is when moderators have to shut off a story from anyone that's not already inside and have karma, Reddit karma, which means you've posted in there. In Am I the Asshole?
So you can still comment, but you have to have been an active member in Am I the Asshole?
And if you have not an active member, you're not getting involved in
like
this.
if you're just a lurker,
you're not going to be able to comment.
Right.
Because you don't have karma / goodwill in the subreddit already.
Right.
So they lock it away from like outside brigaders, shit like that. You know, that can happen.
So it's not completely locked.
Yeah. So, and that's why, and the moderators usually leave a comment.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've seen this type of comment.
Okay.
So here we go. From a mod. They say about, this is now proctologist only orifice, which is poo mode.
Yeah.
What is it? Be civil is the rule they always have to put up.
Yeah.
And I want to say this too, because I have one more thing I want to say right after this.
Okay.
All bold. This post has passed multiple AI detectors. There is no proof it is fake, and it's not okay to punish people on a hunch. Any and all comments cry fake from this point on will be met with a ban, as well as any other rule violating comments. Please review to our FAQ if that's what that means. So, okay, that happens, right?
I don't know if I like that.
Here's how bad it must have gotten, though.
Yeah.
Top comment has their opinion. There's a second comment to it. Look at all the deleted comments.
Oh my god!
I think I counted this, and there's also more in the parent comments.
Is it crazy? I mean, this
is more than when I first saw it. Sorry.
Maybe with the AI detection, maybe I'm on the back foot because I usually am like, I think this is fake most of the time. I don't get why somebody would be offended I do get it if it's something very serious. If it's like a dumbass little side thing, I think it's funny to think about whether or not a story is AI.
Or if someone wrote it to be like...
It truly doesn't matter to me if it is AI or if it's not. If it's something inconsequential, like it's not trying to tell me that women are gold diggers.
Yeah, like try to have like has a really clear agenda.
Yeah. If
But I will
it's
say
like
this one doesn't have that much other than like
I
women.
punched my brother for a chicken sandwich or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like okay, it sucks that somebody used AI to make this, and I think you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And that's the moral issue that I have with it.
Yeah.
But it's been made, and if I'm reacting to it,
Yeah.
it might as well have been made by a person. I'm going to try my hardest to not choose those. I don't go out
100%. Yeah.
choosing stories with AI. And
Which I will say.
usually they're worse.
Yeah. And I will say, too, it is sometimes. That's what I found interesting about this one, because I started reading it being like, is this AI? Because there's always a couple things that like I think AI does in a Reddit story, but
yeah.
It didn't seem that off. So when I saw the like, I've never seen that before, where someone like a mod had to be like,
Stop saying this is fake.
There's no proof this is AI. We don't have the proof.
Well, because we've always gone off because we've been accused of, well, not really, but it's like, we talk a lot about Reddit having a bias, an internal bias.
Yes.
And Reddit had that before AI generated like ChatGPT and things like that.
Yeah.
It was always, people talk about Reddit being like one-sided vacuums all the time, you know, like echo chambers, you know.
Yeah.
So that I feel like this is just a worse situation, but it's ramping up into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm making sense at all.
Like, or it's becoming more extreme. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's becoming harder and harder to tell the true intent of why somebody wrote something.
Yeah.
And even if they're asking you, am I the asshole? Because, and I will say, podcasts like ours, reading Reddit stories has make it harder because people are now being, like, there are multiple people that will say they've been paid to write Reddit stories that are fake.
But then it's also like, why would I believe you then? Or it's.
But I'm also like, I'm not sitting here being like,
this is true, or
right. I don't actually give a shit if it fucking. Most of these, I hope they didn't happen.
Yeah, same.
Because they're wild. Yeah. I don't want them to have happened. I do care when it's like you're lying about abusive situations or things that can be like, oh, all women are like this.
Yeah.
And I do think, because there are younger people that are going to fall down these harsh rabbit holes, which is why I think we pivoted from being like, this is a crazy story, to what is the story trying to get me to understand?
Or what do I find more interesting than...
Which is where I think being skeptical is important.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It's like, I agree with people that think that stories are fake in that they're trying to determine what's going on. And
there's a bias from the author no matter what. And
right.
Like, they want to not seem like an asshole.
Right. Because I mean, how many times have we read Am I the Asshole, where OP is trying to make themselves seem super cool, and then you go into their post history, they're actually, they suck.
Yeah.
Like, they're just lying, you know?
Yeah.
And they get caught in a lie, and we all love that shit.
Yeah, I remember there's like a really big, like, famous one on like Am I the Devil, where it was like someone kept posting on their account.
Yeah.
And like just kept on like, and it was like stuff about like an age gap or whatever, like, and like just doing hardcore drugs. And I was like, at some point this has to be I'm not looking at this, because I think this might just be a big, like, I don't even know what it was at the time, but it was a weird moment. I think it's one of my main point. Yeah.
Well, it's also like, when you're on the internet, you should take everything with a grain of salt. Everybody's lying all the time. So I don't view it as any different than just lying.
Yeah.
Other than it's lying, but with a bad impact on the environment.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's how I view it.
Yeah.
And so when we react to it, if it does end up being AI, like, I get it's annoying if you're constantly like, this is AI, this is AI, this is AI. Wow, I'm boring the shit out of you.
No,
right
I'm sorry.
now.
I'm just really tired. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
But no, sorry. Yeah, if we get to the point where people are saying this is AI.
It can get annoying. I don't know why you would delete those comments, though.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
Or like fighting with people about it.
I wonder if, like, maybe I guess people saying that it's fake might be damaging if the person it is a real story, I guess.
But it's also like, how the fuck can we tell?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's, I wonder if it's one of the subreddit rules where it's like, you can't just say a story's fake. Because I think I'm willing to bet on most stories. I'm willing to bet people do that just as like a joke or whatever. I'm willing to bet it gets annoying pretty fucking quickly.
Well, yeah, it's annoying, but it's also like some of them are fucking fake.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
That's my point. That's my whole point.
I understand that. Yeah.
You know?
I wonder if there's a limit, like how many people have to say it before a mod has come in and be like, okay, this is getting too much.
Yeah.
Like, there's not proof that this is fake yet.
I do find it interesting because we've known this entire time that mods send their top posts through AI filters.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So when people are like, this is AI,
I
it
think
ends up not being.
And it's like actually not factual, or
Yeah.
at least there's not enough proof to say it. I think maybe that's enough to get a deleted comment.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, top comment is like pinned to like, this is not AI. And then you write, this is AI. That's where I'm like, okay, I can understand deleting that.
Yeah.
Maybe the fake ones are a little too far. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like, when I say something's fake, I'm just like,
I hope it's not real. More often than not,
this is
mostly like,
wild behavior, and I
Yeah,
hope
and
it's not real.
yeah.
It's got to be fake. I don't think it's like, you're fake, you don't exist. I don't like,
You're not a real person.
I've never had that insult thrown at me.
I'm willing to bet
before.
for some people it might be damaging. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't want to.
but it's the internet. What do you mean? That's the worst thing you've heard on the internet? We're defending those guys?
Okay, yeah, that's fair. All right, there are
Come
worse
on,
people.
man. You ever been have you
Yeah,
been on
bigger.
twitter.com lately? Holy shit.
So, Sarah, what do you think of this obviously fake story? But
All right, you made a great cake like a robot would, because robots are gray. So I wrapped aluminum foil, like a big cardboard aluminum foil robot makes a cake. Bleep bloop,
That's
bleep
so
bloop, I am
funny.
human and I am a cake baker.
Beep boop.
This is not AI. Okay, man.
Oh, man, sorry.
I will say what's funny is I saw an Am I the Angel
Yeah.
that I think was making fun of this post.
Mhm.
The title of it was like, I'm a small business owner and baker, parentheses 17 female, and I mostly make cakes for my family. My sister punched me in the face and kicked me down the stairs. Am I the asshole?
That
And
might
it's
be
really good, man.
Okay, that does seem like, yeah, that might have been
Am
some
I being
inspiration.
exploited? It's like, yes,
Oh,
duh.
that's so funny. But yeah,
Holy shit.
I think it's wild. If this is real, don't make a great cake, I think, is my opinion.
It's just people think it's fake because that was a crazy decision. And also your sister was weird for not giving you the gender of her
I will say
shit.
this is if we're gonna take it seriously, I think it's an
Yes.
everyone shitty here.
kind of like
Kind
ask
of.
someone then.
Yeah.
Like, how old are you?
I know the idea of not wanting to pester someone, but if you're gonna make the cake, you gotta pester a little bit.
I think you do. Yes,
Yeah.
you do have to like ask for the gender. Obviously,
Yeah.
That I think is why people are like,
I think it is passive aggressive to still
Yeah.
go out of your way to bake a cake. Like that is kind of a dick move to like make
what's
it
with
all
the clouds
gray.
too?
Yeah, to make it seem more like
What
the sky,
a gray sky?
like it's stormy.
That's what the oh,
The
bad
gender is
times
storm.
ahead when this baby's born. I don't know. It's weird. It's a. I don't know why you would do that. Such a thing.
Yeah,
I don't understand why you would do such a thing. Which is why I think robot.
That's fair. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Like how, yeah. Dude, something fucking bad happens to the kid because it was a gray cake, and that's what that meant. Like,
I will say I heard the word data, and I was like, I want this to be AI
So
now
badly.
because I want to humanize the robot. But
Yeah.
if you didn't say that AI in the beginning, I don't know if I would think.
AI.
I would maybe wonder if it's AI, but I wouldn't say this is AI for sure.
I get that. Yeah.
Because there is a human randomness to it
Yeah.
of like, why the fuck would you do that?
No, I feel that. Yeah. And I
You
guess
know?
that post is, because obviously who gives a shit about the response at this point?
Yeah.
But like, I think it is more interesting the discussion, I guess, of like the meta commentary in my head, at least, of
No,
like, this is what is
I agree.
happening in this subreddit. I think we should be keeping an eye on that personally.
Yeah.
That's why I also didn't want to do it yesterday, because I wanted to have a very, I'm not gonna say concise, but like I wanted to be like focused in the discussion of it at least.
No, yeah, I get you.
Because it's like, I feel like it's a bigger, it's not also not funny. It's not I don't want to, it's like, I don't know.
You're so right, King. It wasn't funny. No, it was. I love the
it was
idea.
funny afterwards.
Can
but-
you imagine John from Reddit on Wiki being like, push the robot over?
That would have been, yeah.
That would have been fucking awesome.
And like, listen, like
Push him into the cake. Push the robot into the cake, steal his glasses, pour milk
and I
on
would
him.
have applauded because he nailed it. Yeah.
He would have nailed it. You would have been a
That is
perfect tee
true.
up. Man.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, sorry. Okay, but that's my the rest of them.
Think
I
about
think
all the
are
robot puns we could have had. That would have been so
on
good.
second thought. I'm really happy I didn't do the robot puns.
I like the puns.
I like the puns too. I'm being a dick. For
Yeah,
no
you're
reason.
being a dick. All right, this is the Am I the Angel post.
Hell yeah.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife to stop spoiling our daughter?
Ooh, all right.
My wife, 19 female, who we'll call bitch.
All right, it's good, strong start. I like that.
And I, 57 male, recently.
Go fuck yourself. Oh,
I love this subreddit so
me
much.
Too.
Recently had our second child and first daughter, 0.1 female. That is good stuff.
Beep boop.
Beep boop. Who we'll call Stinky.
Beep fucking boop, man.
Stinky does not. Yeah, that's what you should do instead of calling stuff fake. So you get kicked out of the Am I the Asshole subreddit. Just say beep boop.
Yeah.
Stinky does not act like a normal baby. Ever since Stinky was born, she has been acting extremely entitled and manipulative. She has been crying all night, which is waking up bitch and I.
I'm sorry.
Which has been waking up bitch and I as well as
You know what
her.
the worst part is? I know this would never have been written out, but someone's thought this unironically,
Yes.
like for sure.
Yes,
Holy
abusive
shit.
men, which there are many. Crying all night, which is waking up bitch and I, as well as our beloved darling son Danielle, 3 male, spelled with DAEGNEIELLE.
Ah, yeah, that's the best way. Yeah,
Daniel, I assume.
you know you're a smarter person when you add a bunch of unnecessary letters to a common
a bunch
name.
of fucking E's and G's.
Yeah.
He was never like this as a baby, so I guess women are just born like this.
I don't think this, guys, I'm going to be controversial for a second. I don't think this one has an agenda, personally. I think this one is just a regular old
It's
guy.
normal.
Just getting the vibes out. You know
The
what I mean?
last one was AI. This one's real.
This one's for sure real.
Bitch's response to Stinky's behavior is not what I would have expected. When she cries at night, she goes to quote unquote feed her and quote unquote tend to her needs and quote unquote rock her to sleep, which always makes her stop crying. I told my wife to stop enabling her behavior because it's teaching her to be an entitled, manipulative Karen whenever she wants something. Not to mention it makes Daniel jealous.
Oh,
Bitch
God.
told me this is how you're meant to care for a baby, so I decided to show her how to really be a parent. I went to my manly man cave and grabbed my super strong, heavy man mallet. I'd headed up to Stinky's room.
And everyone's about to fucking clap, aren't they?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bitch was yelling things like, not again, and don't do it, but I told her I wouldn't have to. She didn't keep babying our baby. Babying our baby got me more
That's
than
good.
anything else.
Yeah.
Well, just as I was about to give my narcissist baby her comeuppance, Daniel took the mallet from me. I know my wife and baby manipulated him into betraying me, but perhaps my behavior is too much tough love for them to handle. Top comment is not the asshole. I'm pretty sure bitch cheated on you. Go not contact with Daniel and Stinky and get a DNA test done on bitch.
Oh my God.
On your wife?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Wait,
Whoa,
hold
whoa.
on. What the fuck?
That's so fucking funny. I will say, I don't know if I'm going to leave it in, but I remember hearing that and just being like, oh, I'm so fucking ready for that, dude. The fucking, I love it. I don't know, man. It's just like,
It scratches the itch.
it scratches the itch that I really I need, which is some guy being the absolute worst
Just
human being.
The worst. Just the worst.
That man's name, Kenny Powers. On second thought, hold on a second. I've unlocked the cheat code to enjoying these the Reddit stories
Is
that are actually
imagining
real.
they're all
They're
Kenny
Kenny
Powers from Eastbound and Down.
I don't think about the ones that are obviously funny like that. I'm just thinking of the ones where it's like my bitch girlfriend isn't like a what
I
is
deleted
it like
my
the real
girlfriend's
ones.
Sims or something.
Yeah, that's.
I went to Hawaii for 2 weeks by myself, and I was like, "Can you take care of our baby?"
Actually, that seemed like one that was it. I went to Hawaii
for sure. What if we watch Eastbound and Down and one of the Reddit stories we did comes
Oh
up?
God, that'd be awesome.
Anyway, so not the asshole, right?
Yeah, obviously not the asshole.
Of course not.
Men really have it hard in today's.
I know, men. Gosh, what can
Especially our older men that are their child brides are really making it harder on them.
Yeah, child bride should grow up.
Exactly. Christ, man. Oh, fuck. How is that the worst thing that's been said so far on this fucking show?
That's why I waited.
Yeah, holy fuck, man.
Oh, man. I can't wait for Reddit On Wiki to announce any association with us at all.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, never happened. Oh, solved it. We didn't solve the other one.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, solved AI.
Solved
we
that
did
one,
it.
too. We solved AI.
We solved everything, man. Dude, we're so fucking good.
We are really good.
Oh, man. Okay. All right, this is a simple one.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
I love simple ones.
Of course. Of course you do. Once again, you duped me again. You bitch. Yeah.
All right. I will. Okay. This might. We'll see what happens because I don't remember this one, but the title is enough for me to be like, I think I know why I picked this one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for accidentally calling my coworker, quote, babe?
You see the word accident in a title and you're like, I gotta, this one, it's in the, I'm not even gonna read it.
I'm not even gonna
fucking read it. It's going in the episode.
I do remember reading this one now that I'm looking at it, so this one's probably fine. Okay. My wife, 34 female, and I, 32 male, work in the same office building on different floors.
Okay.
I have coworker, 26 female, who I sit next to every day. Coworker has met my wife and has been to our house multiple times because we have given her and her fiance a bunch of baby stuff.
Okay.
She is liked by both of us, and she is very similar to my wife personality-wise. Coworker and I get along well, and we are extremely platonic. In no conceivable way are we flirtatious or inappropriate at all. Title, reminders.
It was an accident.
It's an accident.
Yeah.
Today, coworker is on a tear, telling me about being upset about a situation involving her trying to help her future in-laws that put her in a mildly annoying position with her baby not having the diaper bag or something. She is overreacting in much the same way my beloved would. I'm at get ready. Hold on.
Okay.
We're only halfway through, but get ready for this stuff. I'm at my desk painting a 40K mini and half-assedly listening and fire off, quote, babe, the baby would have been completely fine. And everyone clapped as I painted my 40K.
At work?
This is at work.
Why are you doing your hobby at work? That's weird. Why are you doing that?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
In the exact way I would have replied to my wife. Story ends and we chuckle because of my slip of the tongue. That's a slip for all right. I tell my wife the story at dinner because, in my opinion, it's lighthearted and silly. She is very unamused and remarks that it's, quote, sus, and that she believes that I am now romantically interested in coworker. I've attempted to explain and clarify and have even apologized. Didn't mean to upset anyone. Saw it as completely harmless. Realized that really don't think I'm the asshole here, but I could be wrong. Quick edit. Wife and coworker do not look alike, only very similar in general disposition / demeanor / opinions.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I will say this one's more serious than I thought it was.
Yeah, I do remember this one. I mean, yeah, okay.
I thought he was gonna be like, "Oh my god, shut up, wife," but he he kind of did. But it's like, okay. So I think it is. I think you can emotionally cheat without knowing it.
I agree with that.
And I think they have crossed boundaries. They just didn't realize it.
No, yeah, that's fair.
Like I do believe him that he isn't intentionally trying to cheat on his wife.
Yeah,
that's wild. But sometimes you do meet people that remind you of your partner, and then you're like, oh, I'm relying too much because shit is hard at home with my partner. I'm relying too much on my friend or something.
Yeah. It's like the joke of
I need to stop
coworker
this.
husband, coworker wife, stuff like that. Yeah.
I think it's very common and people do say like, no, they're always fucking or something. And it's like, no, I don't think that all the time.
Yeah, I don't think it's like the go-to.
But I do think there's a level of like emotional cheating to me is very broad where it's like if someone's coming to you to vent something more than you would vent to just a friend.
That's crossing a line.
Yeah. If you would go to your partner to talk about this instead. Because there's certain things that you tell your partner that you don't tell your friends.
Oh, that's true.
If you're telling that to your friends, there's a problem.
Yeah, I
sure.
get that. Yeah. That's fair. I can understand that.
You should be able to detach from your friends in a healthy way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say too, I think the thing that kind of gets me rereading that is the language that he uses to like try and like slip of the tongue, I think.
Right.
Is a little bit
trying
like
to push it under the
but
rug.
also being like didn't mean to offend anyone, which I guess is in general a good thing to say, but it does feel
kind of like he's alienating his
little
wife.
bit, yeah, like and also
Or
saying
girlfriend.
that like even though I apologized does give the
Yeah.
aura of like I apologize, so can we fucking move on a little bit? But that might just be me adding on to it. But I rereading that, I'm a little bit like, just because you apologized, it doesn't mean it's accepted.
And it's like also I think maybe she just doesn't have the word to say what she finds wrong in the situation. Maybe I'm pushing more stuff on her too. But I would be. I don't know if I would be upset if you called somebody else. No, I would be upset actually. Yeah, I would be upset.
Yeah.
Because you don't really even call me babe. Hey, babe. And you just start doing that to somebody, I'd be like, I'm going to kill her.
I will say, babe definitely feels like a dude bro thing. That's like,
yeah.
I think that's the only reason why I don't do it. However, honey bun, that's all you, though.
Yeah,
so
no, that's honey bear. But no, it's like, I would be upset, I think.
Yeah.
And I think, once again, our position on cheating is that it's different for every couple.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There are people that are more open versus not,
Yeah.
And so I think it's just up to, like, your partner came to you and said, hey, what you said wasn't okay. I don't like that. In some sort of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It might have been, like, not the right words. Like, her accusing you of cheating out of the gate. Like, yeah, maybe you're not physically cheating on your wife or girlfriend.
But you are doing things that are a little bit beyond just friends.
Your partner's trying to tell you that there's a problem. And you're like, all right, sorry.
Yeah, that's a little bit like...
It doesn't really solve the feeling.
I will say it is also funny that it's also kind of the same attitude where it's with the coworker where it's like he's half listening and then he's just like, babe,
right,
shut
you just
the
kind
fuck
of sound
up.
like that's why I was laughing, because you sound like a shitty partner at home and you're a shitty friend. Like, like you're like, oh, I'm going to fall into the comfortableness of not listening to women.
Yeah.
That's
like,
awesome. Hell yeah.
I want to see if there's anything
and
else.
honestly, your friend is probably pissed that you are doing this to her as well. Like, she probably wants a friend that is genuine and cares about her as a person.
For sure. I will say, I know you said something about, I guess I saw a comment about it. Someone did bring up a good point that, like, some people at call centers are able to get away with doing, like, their hobbies overnight.
Yes.
So I
remembered my last job. They let me, like, draw and stuff. So.
Yeah, so I think it's not out of the question that could be a thing. Yeah, sorry. I wanted to bring that up because I that was a good point. I was like, fuck, I picked a fake one.
No. I don't think it was. I was just like, damn, that's a good job.
Yeah, that's a good job.
I mean, all the call centers I worked at, up until my last one, they didn't let me even write on a piece of paper.
Yeah, fuck that. That's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I get it. I think it's you're the asshole still, I think. 100%.
I think, weirdly enough, if you weren't the asshole, it would have been like a little bit of like everybody's shitty here, maybe, until your attitude afterwards.
Yeah, the attitude is the thing that's like, all right, let's pump the brakes a little bit. All right,
buddy, what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah,
Solved it?
Solved it.
Nice. Oh, there's only 2 more because we already did 5 with...
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Which thing?
Gamers, rise the fuck up, dude.
Gamers, rise up. All right. The title is, So I Got Someone Fired Over $18.
All right.
I went to a nursery today and bought a stone sink basin. So like a tree nursery.
Okay.
At the counter, I asked if they have a cart or could help me get it in the car since the sink probably weighs about 80 to 90 pounds and parking was kind of far.
Fair.
The cashier rolls out a pallet dolly for me but doesn't offer to help. Understandable since there were people in line behind me. I get the sink in the car and bring back the dolly and the guy is surprised. I realize with a quick exchange with him and confirm on the receipt, he's charged me $18 to rent the dolly for 12 hours.
Okay, that's... Really?
I say, no, I just needed it for here on the store property to get it in the car. But he says, it's done. And then turns to the next customer. I wait for the customer to finish, and then it's just me and the cashier, and I tell him I'd like to return the sink I just bought. His body language basically says it all. I'm sure mine showed I was pissed too, since I was really getting pissed, and I had just got off work and had sweat dripping down my ass. I love you, OP.
Just fucking a poker table later on this
And I
night.
had sweat dripping down my ass.
Like literally writing out the story in the car. Like, here's how I'm gonna tell all my buds later.
You know, and I'm joking with you that you said accidentally in the title. And you curse in your Reddit post. I'm reading it on the show.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah. He says he'll have to go ask about it and heads in the office. I hear some guys yelling, but can't make out anything specific. The cashier storms out not wearing the company apron anymore and kicks some yard sculpture bunny thing on the way out and slams the walk gate.
Honestly, fair though. I get it. I do understand, but also like that was kind of
What
a
did the
wild
bunny
move.
do to you,
Yeah.
man? It's a bunny.
Fuck this shit.
Fuck this.
Everything sucks this year.
It's
Kicks
not funny
garden
to
gnome.
lose a job, especially in this economy.
No, it isn't. It does suck. Yeah, 100%.
It is funny to like leave your job and destroy property. To me, Sarah,
It's funny as in it's fun to do.
It's funny to see. It's funny to look at
Yeah.
if you don't own that property and if you're not cleaning it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
The manager, I assume, came out then. He asked me what happened, then popped the register and gave me a cash refund for the $18, and I left. But I'm a bit shook. I never thought each step of this would escalate like it did. I don't think I was in the wrong, but if I knew the guy would get fired or quit or whatever, I might have just let it go. Fuck, should I have let it go? It's making me cringe super hard that someone lost their job because I wanted my $18 back.
Ooh.
Lay it on me. Am I the asshole?
I want to say no is where I'm leaning, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I will say that is okay. As someone who did cashiering, that is kind of
think
a
the guy
wild
quit.
mood.
I think the guy quit.
I think so too. Like, I guess, but also like leaving angrily. Like, I guess maybe because he had to do the refund. I assume. Like,
But I think it's that he was probably pissed with the service, and he was probably because I'm assuming he pushed him through. Did a mistake. The guy came back, complained about the mistake, and he was like, "No, I have to go really quickly because manager is telling him you can't be slow anymore on the cashier." And then when he brings the shit back, maybe they get penalized for like returns or something.
Maybe. So it's just like,
So he goes back to the manager and is like, "Can I do a return?" Manager says no. Says, "Why the fuck won't you let me return something? What the fuck? You never let me return
that's
things."
possible. Yeah.
Or something else like, "Why are you not helping me? The store's fucking busy."
Yeah, because I don't think
Yeah.
a manager would necessarily fire you for
That's what I think. Yeah.
But however, here's my thing though. If this was a mistake, like a communication issue where it was like, oh, he thought that the dolly would be like you actually rent it out for the day.
Yeah, like you need it for
assuming
more.
because you would take the dolly home and then put it up and then bring it back. I kind of get why, but I think you need to say like, hey, are you going to bring this back? Or I wonder if it's one of those things also where it has to be like,
Well,
if
that's
you
why I
leave
think you needed to go
property-
fast because a lot of times when you're doing customer service, and once again, I haven't cashiered,
Yeah,
but I remember when you were cashiering, you needed to go fast.
that is true. You do need to, keep shit going relatively quickly.
Most people walk up and well, even on the phone, they're not willing to give you any fucking information.
Okay, that's fair.
So, like, if the guy's like, "I want this dolly,"
It's just gonna be like, all right, you're
If you've
renting it, got it.
if you've been working there for like a year,
You probably think, oh, renting, and then just
more people probably rent than they just need to bring to their car.
yeah. Which I'm willing to bet also, depending on the store, I'm willing to bet even just bringing it to your car might even be enough to be like, you got to technically rent this,
Yeah.
which is a shitty policy.
Right.
But God,
Because I wonder if it was that he was supposed to come back and like defend the shitty store policy to the guy.
maybe
And then he just was like, "I'm not fucking doing this."
that's fair. Yeah,
Because I don't want to. Because in that customer service situation, if you go to the manager and you're like, "Hey, manager, can you back me up? This guy wants to do this thing." And when I know it's not against policy, I know, but I need you to explain it. Manager says, "No, that's a
enough
shitty
that's a shitty
manager
manager,
that
yeah.
that doesn't have your back."
yeah, interesting.
And then you're like, "Well, fuck this. I'm going to go work some other shitty customer service job where I'll roll the dice on whether or not the manager will defend me." Like, I'll go to Publix and I'll try to be a Publix person.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I will say too, I do think. How was it described when like he said, "I'm going to return the basin"? Like the body posture was all that was needed to be said. Is it like he are we assuming that the guy did it on purpose to fuck with him? Like charged him $18?
Which usually is like, who cares? Because the customer service guy isn't doing it on purpose to fuck with him.
I don't think so.
He's doing his job.
But I think, that might be my bias of like, I feel like I've dealt with shittier customers, quote unquote. This customer wasn't even that shitty.
Right. But then if you're doing customer service for long enough, any customer that's mildly annoying becomes like man, fuck this guy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like when I was working at the pretzel cart, I wouldn't just randomly put on like the extra $1.38 sauce without giving it to someone, you know?
Yeah, you wouldn't do that just to get money out of people because you're working customer service, you don't care about unless it's like
if you're at like
small place or something.
Yeah, it's actually like the money you make actually matters to you. Yeah, like but if you're working at like Universal where you're getting a flat rate, you're not getting a commission. It's like.
And they said nursery. I initially read this thinking it was like a Lowe's or something, but a nursery can sometimes be smaller.
That's true.
So maybe.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of, maybe there's details missing. That's also I think so. Yeah, that's I think what's making it difficult.
Truly know what's happened. But I think the fact that the apron is still on, like, or is off.
Yeah.
The manager wouldn't be like, "You're fired. Give me your apron."
I don't
apron
know.
on my desk. Like, you're not a police officer. You sell baby trees to people.
Put your apron and your price gun on the fucking on the desk right now.
What
you're
you
suspended.
do when you're mad and you quit, you take your apron off and you throw it at somebody.
That's fair, yeah.
Which is why I think quit. I quit.
It might be quit. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Okay. I don't know.
That's in my colorful imagination that I think is more fun.
But if the manager's shitty, it might have been a firing.
I don't know. I mean, most of the time, I think bad customer service comes from shitty management. If I'm honest.
No, 100%. I agree with that.
So I assume either way, if he fired him or if he quit.
Especially when management tries forcing down specific rules and policies that don't really help and actually make it hard to do your job.
Is wild.
Cash refund is, yeah.
Because it also sounds like the way this person went home and sat at home and was like, did I do a bad thing? the manager coming out and being like, here's your $18. Here you go.
Yeah, maybe.
Because now I got to do this.
And
then you come home and you're like, did I fuck up two people's entire lives?
Yeah, just
because of.
Somehow I feel like this is going to make the world worse. Yeah. I don't know.
It's like, I don't think so. I think this was probably bubbling up and you just happened to be the straw on the camel's back.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Solved it perhaps. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe living in Florida, it's like, everyone's weird. Everyone's got their own stuff and you just have to accept it.
Yeah.
It's more prevalent here for some reason than anywhere else.
They should make like a game based in Florida where they really...
I can't wait for it.
Dude, I'm so excited. We haven't even said that during this episode. The trailer came out this week.
Yeah,
we're recording.
GTA 6, man.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for not taking down my yard flamingos after neighbors complained?
Hell yeah, dude. This is a good one. Let's go.
I bought a house a couple years ago and I have been working on making it look nicer. I spent a lot of time redoing the front gardens, trying to make it neat and nice.
Mm-hmm.
A few weeks ago, was at a greenhouse buying some plants for the garden, and I saw 2 yard flamingos marked down on clearance. I knew they belonged to my garden. They're not everyone's cup of tea, but I think they're a lot of fun.
This is a very specific type of person, and I like that you know that about yourself.
Yeah.
That's good.
I set them up when I got home, and a couple days later, my neighbor was knocking on my door. She was demanding I take down my flamingos because they're extremely gauche and lowering the property value of the neighborhood.
I'd move here, but that person has flamingos in their front yard.
I'm trying to sell my house, but for some reason, $100,000 was taken off the list price when those 2 pink flamingos.
Oh, they got flamingos over there. I'll do $50K less.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Lowering property values is so funny. I told her I am not taking them down because I like them, and the property value isn't going to be hurt by 2 yard flamingos.
Yeah.
I also don't live in an HOA, and as far as I'm aware, there are no town ordinances about yard flamingos, LOL. She has posted pictures of my house, the street I live on, and a close-up of my flamingos in our town's Facebook group to complain about them.
Is she old?
I don't know. I have no ages given. We don't know anyone's ages or anyone's gender, except for her.
In my headcanon, she's old, and I love it when old people do crime, which is doxing this woman because on accident, because she doesn't know what doxing is.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Push her over.
Push her over.
Push her over,
Let's
man.
go.
Push this lady over.
Okay, again, a town's Facebook group to complain about them. Some people agreed I should take them down. After that, another neighbor came over to tell me to get rid of them.
Push him over.
My mom also agreed I should take them down to keep the peace with my neighbor. Push her over.
Push your mother over.
I like them. I smile when I see them when I pull into my driveway. I have no plans to take them down. Am I the asshole for not taking down my yard flamingos after some neighbors complained? Edit. Everyone keeps suggesting garden gnomes. I kind of hate those a lot. But also, I'd never say anything to someone with a yard full of gnomes, but I won't buy them.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah, they're
gonna
accepting.
say, gotta buy them a friend, which is the garden gnomes. I think you should buy 100 pink flamingos and cover your yard completely in pink flamingos. Yeah. That's what I think you should do.
Here's what you do. Get rid of the grass, go for a rock garden, better for the environment anyway.
Yes.
And then just little puddles to make like pink flamingo, like little lakes almost, where they kind of congregate together. Then you might get, if you're in Florida, like real flamingos. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, get real flamingos.
Just fucking
and release them into your neighbor's kitchens,
dude. Pulling up to the middle of the neighborhood, the middle of the cul-de-sac with like the truck and just like a big crate in the back of it.
Go fucking crazy.
Like when at weddings they just release a bunch of doves.
Just a bunch of flamingos. Being like, I was bought from the black market.
That's a fucking Florida thing for sure.
Fucking scared.
I'm gonna ruin the local environment.
Yeah.
Because you fuckers hated 2 plastic fucking flamingos.
Yeah.
Who cares? Just let people enjoy their shit.
Yeah. Believe they're cursed by God by
property
releasing
values.
A bunch of locusts in front of their house.
Yeah, honestly, that's true. Yeah, slowly go to a blood bank, get a sprinkler, go to a blood bank, and put 2 and 2 together in their house. Yeah. In their house, not even outside.
Systematically haunt each house by putting secret speakers in there until everyone moves out and only flamingo-loving people move in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or you can buy flamingos in Animal Crossing, New Horizons, and put them in front of your game house.
And then
to fill your flamingo addiction.
But I think that's also giving them a win, and I don't.
Yeah, and honestly, fuck them.
if I stop yelling, that means I lost the argument. Yeah.
This one, okay. Genuine, I'm going to take a real stance on this.
Okay, real stance.
If you really are like, no, I don't, you're YTA because I hate flamingos, fuck you, dude. That is not what logic is.
Yeah, that's not.
And that is not what we do here. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I agree with that.
Your personal tastes do not matter. Let people fucking live.
On their own fucking property, man. I get it. I think this is one of those times where it's like, you bought a house. You're lucky enough to have a house. Do whatever you want with it, man.
Okay, like not the asshole, but I don't like flamingos either. Nobody asked.
That's fine. Whatever. This person, people asked about gnomes, and this is why they were
asshole,
like, yeah,
man.
yeah. You can just say not the asshole. Yeah.
I don't care if you don't like flamingos.
Yeah, they're
cute.
They are cute.
They're cute as hell. I love them.
God,
their knees are backwards.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But you don't like animals? Fuck you.
Fuck you, dude.
Animals are dope. What the hell, bro?
Oh God, man. But no,
I don't want to look like people.
I just
go to Mars. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, honestly, man,
we were put on this earth and we were gifted with a bunch of wacky looking shapes walking around making weird little noises.
And you
That's
were like,
awesome.
No, yeah.
You're like, no, I don't want to make images of that thing. Something we've been doing since we were able to fucking draw. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put that guy up in front of my house.
I really don't. It's so wild they tried going the property value route when it's like, obviously, like I watched The Big Short. I don't think pink flamingos were the thing that caused the 2008 housing crisis.
Yeah. Do you think, I think it would be more honest if you just went up to this person's house and you're like, I don't like that you put flamingos up in front of your house because it makes me think that they're real flamingos. I can't tell whether or not the flamingos are real or fake, and I think you're tricking me. And I don't like being tricked.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It's not fun. I want to go home. My house is supposed to be my safe place where no one tricks me. And I think Every time I come home from my law office, I think those flamingos are real. I think someone's got to put them back in the zoo. I think you should be honest with yourself.
Yeah, where's the hatred in your heart
Don't lie
coming
and
from?
say it's about the fucking property values,
Yeah,
dude.
that's so silly. Obviously not the asshole, man.
I think if they make you...
Solved it.
If they make you take down your flamingos, if
Graffiti everyone's houses, yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
you should give only flamingo-related gifts to everybody at Christmas. The rest of your
Yeah.
life, you should buy flamingo wallpaper, put it up inside your house. You should make your fucking carpets pink.
I will say the wallpaper's good because they come up like, get that wallpaper off. It's like, why are you looking in my house?
Hey, why are you... This is my house.
Yeah,
You can't decide what wallpaper I put in my house,
Yeah,
which I'm sure some HOAs do actually do
maybe,
that.
but also,
Which is like, why the
that's
fuck do you
silly.
own a house then?
HOAs are the fucking worst.
They really
man.
are. If I bought this, I'm going to do what the fuck I want with it. If
Yeah.
I want to put a fucking flamingo
I want
in front.
fucking one of my neighbors to be like, you can't be doing that.
Or,
It's
listen,
bad taste.
here's a better idea.
Yeah.
Buy a fucking gun. And the next time someone comes up to your house and knocks on your door, greet them with a gun.
That'll
Fucking
solve the
mafia
issue,
style. And
yeah.
be like, sorry, what were you here to talk to me about?
Yeah, I guess things are a little less important now, huh?
Interesting.
Like
You know,
putting the bullet
This
in the
flamingo
revolver.
situation is really important. You know
Yeah,
what's
I
more
know.
important? The life of your fucking 2-year-old child.
About to become fucking revolver ocelot in
Yeah.
a fucking.
Oh, you gotta go home?
Oh, weird. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have a great day.
Have a good day. Yeah.
Closed door.
Have the fucking day you deserve.
You get the day that you fucking deserve, I believe was what the Joker movie was about, right?
My Joker moment, having to
Big
take
flamingo.
down my flamingos.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I guess you could like put them inside. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but still, it's not fun. Fuck them. Keep them outside. Not the asshole, dude. Solved it.
Honestly, if they were like, hey, I don't like them, can you put them inside? I probably would have been like, yeah, put them inside.
Yeah, if they weren't dicks about it,
Yeah,
they were
now they're dicks.
It's war.
It's war
It's
now.
sorry. All's fucking fair in love and war.
Fucking packing.
Yeah, I'm packing some heat.
I'm packing some damn heat. Pry my flamingos out of my cold, dead fucking hands, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our fucking
That's
show,
our show.
Josh.
Sorry, what do you want to plug?
What? Nothing.
I'm Josh.
No,
with the-
yeah, I'll plug. That's what here at DHATSOHEERON. That's THATSOHEERON
Yeah.
on Tumblr.com. And not Twitter. I'm going to stay off Twitter, I think. I'm going to
Fair.
try that. Instagram.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
But I don't post on there.
No, that's fair. Me too. I'm
Yeah.
also on Instagram, Joshua Chinland. Don't post there, but a guy nicknamed JC on Twitch. I do go on Twitch 5 p.m. on Tuesday and Fridays Eastern time. So
Yeah.
please go check that out. If you want to support the podcast financially too, that's a good way to do it with subs and bits and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this podcast, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the gosh darn bell, and share the podcast. It helps out so much in the YouTube algorithm or whichever algorithm you happen to be listening on.
Yeah.
Go check it out. It's a free way to support. Also, if you want to support financially, there's, of course, the Patreon, the Buy Me Coffee, those websites, APWSTR.
Mhm.
There is all the mutual aid links down in the description,
Yep.
as well as in our link tree. Contact at apwstr.com if you want to send us links and whatever thing you want to send
Whatever.
over.
Emails.
Emails, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, contact at apwstr.com. APWSTR Productions on YouTube, APWSTR on TikTok. A podcast will save this on Instagram, and a podcast will save this relationship on all podcasting platforms.
And follow Reddit on Wiki. They were
And
really
go
fun.
follow Reddit on Wiki as well.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Everything's down in the description. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Reddit on Wiki.
Thank you, Reddit on Wiki.
You guys are cool, and I'm sorry we hung up on you.
That was so...
That
I'm
sucks.
so...
I'm really sorry.
On second thought, I know I was giving Riverside credit. Fuck them. Fuck Riverside.
Fuck Riverside, man. What
God.
the hell?
I mean, I know it lets my camera work, but
whatever.
Riverside.
Fuck Riverside.
why does everyone keep trying to get me into Riverside? That should cost $30 a month. And
That-
it doesn't even work, and it like stutters like the video.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I can't. Can you imagine having to pay money?
For anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, can't relate.
Yeah, I can't relate, dude.